All right, guys, we are live as live can be. So I'm setting up a ticker here, which I should have already done. Copy this. Actually, you know what? I'll show that as a ticker. Sorry, guys. Give me a second here. Save. And let's show that as a ticker. There we go. What's going on, guys? Boy, we got a lot to talk about tonight. Um, there's all kinds of shit going on. You guys are going to have to bear with Michael, man. He looks like he's in a Pearl Jam video. But, waiting for him to sing that song. What's the song that they did? Was it not Ben? Are y'all Pearl Jam fans? I'm not at all. Jeremy, isn't it? Isn't that the name of the song, Jeremy?
Yeah, there's a Jeremy. Yeah.
That's what Michael looks like. He's getting ready to sing like a I don't know, a stoner type psychedelic song with Pearl Jam or something down there.
Yeah, my camera's going out, apparently. I tried cleaning the lens and everything. Nothing made a difference. So, looks like I get to buy a new camera on Monday with payday.
Hey, you know what? I bought a cheap little like $30 camera off of Amazon, and that's the one that I'm on now. What a freaking difference compared to the laptop camera. So,
that's what this one is. This is a $30. But I'm gonna stop in at Walmart before I leave Phoenix tomorrow and see what I can find.
Yeah, there's a Walmart right down the street.
Yeah, just around the corner.
But
yeah, I don't know. It was fine when we did the live last week. It was fine.
Yeah, I got a lot of things going on, guys. A lot of big announcements I can't really talk about yet. But one that I can is I'm getting ready to buy a lot of major camera equipment. And inside, outside the truck, I'm going to get a lot of footage. Going to do some different things. I'm going to try some things out. There's a couple truckers, and I don't really know their channels, or I'd put them up here. There's a couple truckers that live stream their driving at nighttime. And me and Mike have talked about this before in the past, and I've always kind of been against that in case something ever comes up. But as long as you're not touching the camera like a cell phone and all that type of stuff, I think it'll be okay. And the cameras are going to be fixed and constantly kind of in motion. I think I'm going to try something like that out. I don't know. I haven't really talked to all the guys about that and if they're interested in doing something like that, but I think I'm going to try it. I'm going to kind of make I don't want to say a reality show out of it, but I'm going to kind of do something a little bit different and see if I can't grow the YouTube channel off, because the guys that are doing it right now, they literally took a nothing YouTube channel in 6 months. I look back and they're at 15 to 20,000 subscribers. So I don't know if it'll work or if it's worth it, but I'm going to invest in some cameras and give it a shot and see what happens. I can tell you that.
You gonna get a live 360 one?
What's that?
You gonna get a 360 camera, the one you can put outside on the pole?
I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to go that elaborate. The reason I say that, because if you get a camera that moves like that, unless you get one like that Country does, Country kind of follows, like when he moves, it follows him. I would do something like that, but the cameras that you see a lot of these YouTubers use, you got to push a button or something, and that distracts you. I want cameras that are fixed, that are no distraction, and quite frankly, you get used to driving with them on, and it doesn't affect you. But that's it in a nutshell. I'm looking at other platforms. Cash is King has talked about this too, guys. YouTube is doing a lot of crazy stuff right now. I guess his channel got demonetized and he took another one down, and his son's channel got, I don't want to call it executed, but got dismissed or whatever you want to call it. And his son was just a video gamer, and his channel was taken down because of, honestly, I don't even know what the real reason why they took it down, but they took it down for some reason. And my channel's still somewhat small enough to where I hope a lot of you guys will, transition over to a new platform. And I got 2 or 3 platforms I'm looking at. One of them is monetized. I've always said that I don't really want to do the monetized thing, but I think here in the near future that might become a reality. Honestly, guys, it's all about getting paid. And if anybody ever tells you guys that, you're out here just doing this for free, you're not. And some of the things that I got coming up that I really want to do and bring to you guys cost money. And unfortunately, and you can still watch the live streams and the videos that I put out on the free versions and stuff. But I just want to have options for other ways to make money. But I'm not going to ramble on anymore. I've got a big announcement I'm going to make. I'm going to wait a little bit towards the middle of the show to kind of tell you guys what I got going on. We've been talking about trucks and stuff for a long time. A decision was finally made, and I'm actually going to talk about it. We'll probably do that at about the 30-minute mark or so. I'm going to read these comments and then get my guys in here and let them talk what they want to talk about. First comments, Roger Berry's going to be on the replay gang. He'll watch in the morning. Watch tomorrow on his way to Minneapolis. Hope it's all well. Stay safe and have a wonderful 4th. So that's kind of what's going on with me. I've got loads that I'm booked out to till Wednesday, and I am headed to the house. I don't really know for sure. I was originally going to take a whole week off, but I don't know if I'm going to do that, or if I'm going to leave out on Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday. But we'll see. See how things go. There's Chris Wellesley. Hey, Flying the Fellas. Hey, Chris, glad to have you in. Appreciate it. Good evening, says Similar. And checking in from Findlay, Ohio, says Sean Fairman. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it. At the new Boston terminal, if anybody else is here. Yeah, I'm sorry, Francis, I wasn't able to get up there quick enough, but just the way things have been going for me, I'm fighting my 70-hour clock. If you guys get to the point where you're running your 70, I'm trying to save time, but at the same time, I'm trying to run loads, and I'm trying to be conservative because I got to run midnights when I collect my hours. It's kind of strange, and it's really kind of a concept that I figured out years ago on how to do this. And it's I'm slow walking my time is what I'm doing basically. And it drives my wife nuts when I try to explain that to her. She doesn't understand it. If I had a full 70 clock, I could probably be home on Tuesday. But I didn't want to do a 34 in the little 2-week period or week and a half period that I didn't have a student. I wanted to run the recap so I could just go straight home. Sean Rose says, hi, guys. Hey, Sean. There's Gary Harless. Hey, y'all. Just got decals put on my truck. Buddy, you need to send me the pictures. Did you get what you was going to show? What's up, fellas? Checking in from home tonight, says P90. Hey, P90, glad to have you in. And Francis says, so you're going to do the stuff like those prime YouTubers? No, not really. Like I said, I'm going to put like 1 or 2 cameras inside the truck, just kind of showing, what you can watch all these cameras. And there's going to be a way, and my boy Michael down there at the bottom is going to help me out with this. There's going to be a way to where when I live stream, you can go to any camera angle and see what's going on. And the outside cameras are more or less for security more than anything. Because, fortunately, I'm kind of a big deal, like another YouTuber would say. No, I'm just kidding. But the thing is, when you start getting recognized, and my truck is pretty easy to spot. And when you get recognized a little bit more often, you become a little bit more of a security risk. Kyle, I don't know how to. I'll try and figure it out, buddy. I haven't had time to go in and figure it out. I guess I still got him blocked. If you got another YouTube screen name, Kyle, go in under another one. Let me know what it is. I'm sorry, man. Just haven't had time. But to answer your question, no, I'm not gonna have all those like Slam Pack. She's a good example. She's got all those rotating cameras. My cameras are going to be fixed. I don't want anything that can come back on me to where I push a button or I do this or I do that. I don't want anything to come back on me. So no, I'm not going to have all that. Mine's going to be a little bit more elementary than that fancy crap. I mean, she's got a lot of money invested in her stuff, and I don't plan on spending that kind of money. That's for sure. And Michael came up with a good option, and I'm going to really look into it, getting like a security alarm system type system, because I think that'll work great. I think Mike is right.
Yeah, I'm just working on the details on how to take that and set it up into a live stream capability.
Yeah, it'd be kind of cool to figure out to where we can, they can switch to the different camera angles and stuff. Again, it's a work in progress, guys. I'm just trying to make things. Trucking is boring as it is, anyways. And I know you guys like listening, and honestly, I know y'all really like coming in and listening just to find out what's going on with the market, our load board, how Swift drivers do it, what we do. I understand it's kind of an educational process. And, the one thing that really bothers me more than anything when guys come over is, and I get it all the time, they do their research after they're already on board. Why would you do your research when you're already working here or you're at the last step to come over? You would think that you'd want to do your research before you come over and start talking to some of these drivers. I'm not the only driver out here that's, promoting and recruiting. There's other guys you can contact. You don't like me? Contact Aaron Evans. Contact any one of these 4 guys on here. Everybody will help you out, 100%. Nick, it looks like you're being taken to Heaven's Gate, buddy. You okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, the light stream coming down there, man.
I see that.
Our Heavenly Father. So every time I see something like that, I think of, Prince, Let's Go Crazy. You know what I'm talking about?
Yep.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to take to this thing called life. I hope I don't get struck down for that. Yeah. That was a horrible version, but Timothy Thompson says, good evening, everybody. Hey, Timothy. And yes, I'm a 70s baby / 80s baby. And yes, I'm going to always do my music from that era. Laurel says, hey, P90, you made it home. Cool deal. Yep, he sure did. And Sloop Trucking, he's one of my guys coming over next week. Congratulations, man. I'm glad you're coming. I hope I'm get to my truck tomorrow. So tell us, what truck did you choose? If you told me, I apologize. I don't remember. I'm old. Skyline Auto Sales. Hi, fellas. Hey, buddy. Haven't talked to Michael in a while. I got to get in touch with him, see how things are going. Racing Roy. Hey, everyone. Hey, Racing Roy. How are you, buddy? Got a lot of comments popping in. Michael Shepard. Hey, guys. Sorry I couldn't be on the live tonight. Just wanted to pop in and say hello. Hey, Michael. Spend some time with your family and see about your loss, brother. Just give me a ring when you get back. So Michael Shepard lost his, I think it was his brother-in-law, if I'm not mistaken, or father-in-law, one of the two. He lost a family member, and prayers out to him.
Definitely.
Chris Wellesley says, I have about an hour left on my 70 on the recap every day. That sounds like me. Actually, I've got really good recaps, and that's why I wasn't too concerned about anything. I get like 9 hours tomorrow, which puts me, I literally have more than 11 hours every single day up until Thursday, and I should be home way before Thursday. So I should be okay. And that's one of the reasons why I didn't do a 34. Jamal's truck is a beauty. Jamal got the red Peterbilt. If anybody wants to see Jamal's truck, go look at the walk around that I did on the maroon Peterbilt. That is called Legendary Red. And other than my yellow, I'm a yellow guy. I always have been. But other than my yellow, that color is freaking awesome. So let's see where we're at. I'm curious because I put those videos up, and they were a little slow with traction at first, but they're starting to pick up. I've gained like 30 subscribers in 2 days, and the videos are at. So the Peterbilt is at 30. Wow, it picked up another 400 or so since I looked an hour ago. 3,200 on that one, and the Kenworth's at 6,300. I've picked up over 2,000 views in the last 4 hours on the Kenworth. That's crazy. That's traction like you wouldn't even imagine. Yeah, Jamal's truck is a gorgeous truck. Ken Sorrell says, yes, it is, and I like that red. Is absolutely. If you haven't watched the video, go watch it because I got a close-up of the paint with the metal flake. It is beautiful. Shout out to Ken hanging out with me while I switch trucks. Awesome, dude. Now, P90, I think you're Jamal, if I'm not mistaken. Your truck is gorgeous.
Oh
I'm,
yeah, that red is absolutely. I could order that without and love it.
The flakes, yep.
I'm still here and enjoying my Peterbilt, and I'm on the percentage now, says Racing Roy. Okay, awesome. Ronan Roy. I keep saying Racing, but it's Ronan Roy. I apologize. Yeah, I'm sporting my Detroit Lions hat today. So anybody that knows me for any length of time, I have been a Tampa Bay Buccaneers fan since the team was created in 1976. But with me living in Louisville, I did not like the Bengals. We didn't have the Titans back then, and I wasn't a Bears fan. So the only thing that I had to rely on was the Detroit Lions. So I've been a Lions fan for a long time just as well. Just so anybody says, well, you're a traitor. No, I'm not a traitor. I'm a Lions fan. Yeah, I'm a Lions fan too, but I'll always be a Buccaneers fan. But me being based out of Detroit, and I'm going to be going into Michigan, I try to wear my Detroit stuff when I go up there. Anyway, what's up there, buddy? Aaron?
Yeah.
Let's get into some of more of these comments. Winter trucking. Fine rabbit, be that way. You can't hide from me forever. There you are, Kyle. I'm sorry, brother. I don't know how to fix it, man. I really don't. I'm gonna look into that though. Well, somebody else decided to go live the same time we did tonight. Actually, an hour before we did, and our viewership is almost double what he is. I will say. Ken Sorrell says it was fun, bro. Awesome. And guys, this is exactly why I wanted to create this YouTube channel, was strictly for camaraderie that we all have between each other. You know, the big thing that we got going. You know what? I'm not even going to bring it up, Mike, because I don't want the people to find out about it. But we all kind of give each other shit. And Mike, you know what I'm talking about. We're not going to get into that because I don't want the higher ups to figure out who that was, if you know what I mean. I don't want to give your identity away. But anyways, we'll leave it at that. And here's a guy driving, guys, but listening. James So is about he's about an hour away from me. He's going to be parking where I'm parked at tonight, and I'm going to catch up with him after the show. We're going to go get us some Arby's, I think. Maybe not. I don't know. Whatever's open in there. Michael Hinton says, what's up? I got my first possible referral coming on board. That's awesome, Michael. That's what it's all about, buddy, is bringing people aboard, bringing them to good situations. Absolutely, dude. Absolutely. You know, let me check here for a second. Aaron, I think I put your YouTube on there. Yeah, I got your YouTube on there, on the description. I want to make sure YouTube. I think you've been on the last 3 or 4 lives that we've done and some of the videos that I've done.
Yeah. I tried.
Huh?
I tried. Tried to be on as many of them as I can.
I know you do. I've seen a lot of up here in Pennsylvania where I'm at. A company called Road Legends. Have you guys ever seen their trucks? Road Legends or Blue? Well, they're starting to pop up everywhere. Must be a up and coming company or something. I hope they're not like Hurricane Express. P90 says, thanks, Chris. Just finished getting everything set up in it. If it's still available, there's a purple 24 K-Dub, but I'm waiting to get it. I keep checking the inventory, and it's still available as of now. If you're looking on the website, don't waste your time. That truck's probably been gone for a month.
There was a 2024 Volvo in West Island City for a little while, and then it got taken.
Yeah, there won't be any Volvos. I'm giving away something here, but there won't be any Volvos in my future. Somebody X that idea out real quick. We'll go into that in just a minute. Ethan, how you doing, man? Ethan, you might want to give me a call tomorrow, buddy.
What?
A lot of things. Huh?
Oh, first spot guy. I'm in a rest area right outside of Boise, and he's decided instead of pulling into the spot, he's going to just drive around in circles around the rest area.
That happens. So, Ethan, you might want to give me a ring tomorrow. A lot of things have changed over here, buddy. A lot of things have changed. You might want to give this another shot. Jeremiah Gibson, hey guys, James, I needed that group chat link so I can talk to the guys and ask questions. You know what? I'll do that right now as we speak. Let me make sure I got you in my phone memory, and I'll do that while I'm thinking about it.
I noticed today I got another guy out here on the West Coast with me from that group chat.
He what?
I noticed today there's another guy from that group chat that's out here on the West Coast trying to make the money.
That's
Like I am.
That's Michael.
Oh,
That's Michael.
Yep.
Didn't even know that was Michael, did you?
no. I don't have anybody. I don't have anybody's number in my phone saved besides yours.
Got you. So, Jeremiah, give me a text right now so I can add you to our group. I don't have you in my cell phone memory for some freaking reason.
Hey, James, I noticed the tonight you don't have the name flags for everybody's names on the stream tonight.
They come up when you don't put a message up.
Ah.
It's always that way. You just never noticed it. You got any of those? Hang on a second. Make sure this is you, Jeremiah. That's you. All right. So let me put you in the phone here. I'm calling you right now, Jeremiah. Don't answer it. I'm just doing it so I can add you. Give me a second, guys. Let me add Jeremiah into our group. You guys got to realize I get so many freaking calls, man. And I just forget sometimes. All right, got you saved. Now, let's get you to the Swift Rabbits text.
I'll have to start saving people's numbers.
All right, Jeremiah, you're added. Sorry about that, brother. Wish I could have gotten an owner-ops truck, but I was told I couldn't. Yeah, if they have one available, then you can get one. If not, the key is to lease a truck for 6 months or a year and then order your truck. That's the key if you want to do it that route. So anybody else wants to be added into our little group chat, feel free to text me. But I'm going to warn you, if there's excessive texting about stupid stuff and politics, I don't care what side of the fence you're on. It don't matter to me. I could care less. I'm not on any side of any fence. You will be removed from that chat because it's for asking questions and help is what it's for. And a lot of us, I'm not going to speak for all of us because some of us don't, but a lot of us on here drive nights and sometimes we're sleeping during the day. So if we get excessive texts and they're not, pertaining to what we do, then you'll be removed. So I say that, and then I got another person who wants to be added. Who do we have here? Francis wants to be added. So Francis, remind me at the end of the chat or end of the show, and I will put you in because I need to add you in too. And I don't think I have your last name, Francis, either. So Call me after the show, and I'll get you in.
Oh,
The other guy on the bottom to the right is very blurry. Yeah, he's in a Pearl Jam concert, Terry.
Yeah, it looks. I have to buy a new camera. Apparently, mine has decided to not work right today.
All right, guys, ignore the chat. I'm sending a message out to make sure he gets it. All right, Jeremiah, let me know if you got that text.
Ding, 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 ding.
The Lions have the best betting pool. How will they throw the lead this game? You know, the Lions they have always. By the way, they're one of the teams that's never won the Super Bowl, even though they're one of the oldest NFL teams in the league. I don't know who the oldest is. Maybe the Bears. I don't know. The Lions are up there too, but they've never won a Super Bowl. I don't think they've ever won a championship before the Super Bowls were even created. But who's yawning?
Nick.
Stop! Anyway, poor Lions, man. They can never get a fair shake, man.
Ding, ding, ding.
Fair shake. All right, good deal, Jeremiah. You're in. But yeah, Lions never get a good fair shake. So, my beautiful wife is in the house. Hey, handsome rabbit fellas. Let me tell you what, guys. This woman here, if you guys could ever find a woman like my wife, you need to get her and grab her and hold on to her. And I did that almost 21 years ago. And she is the backbone to everything that I have going on. So, kudos, baby. I love you. I don't tell you enough. So Kyle says, I'm going percentage on Monday or Tuesday. My week's been crap. I'm hoping Monday morning I'll be at 500. That being said, I didn't start the week in the hole. So Kyle, your money is going to probably double compared to what you're doing. And once you get traction and once you get going, you're going to see a big improvement. And
go the southeast and do the short runs.
Yeah, go to the southeast and do short runs. Go ahead, Aaron. I'm sorry, bud.
Oh, I was going to say, I just started live this last week when I got off of home time, and I've been doing a lot of those short runs too and making quite a bit of good money. I did, even though I only did 4 days worth, I still netted a little over $700 after all expenses and everything else, doing nothing but short runs, less than 1,000 miles. So,
I've noticed
you can make it.
A lot of camping out at home too. I noticed.
Yeah, they've been once they realized that I'm fine going up and down the mountains and whatnot. There's like this customer that I just delivered to today. This one is a brand new customer. I was the very first truck to deliver to them for Swift. So that was pretty. They called me like, "Hey, you're the very first one. Make a great impression. We're gonna try to get this run." So I'm hoping, because that would be easy money to get home, because it's literally right down the street.
So even the wife agrees. Mike, you're super blurry. Am I tripping? No, he's in a Pearl Jam concert, baby.
Nicole's been eating those brownies.
Now, Nicole don't eat those kind of brownies. She's got other things that she likes, but not them brownies. Chicago Company, I believe. Is that where you're going? Ethan, don't.
No.
Ethan, don't do that. Call me tomorrow. Please call me tomorrow. You will be very well pleased with what I've got to tell you. Call me tomorrow. I have an idea for you. Gary says, I got your pictures, Gary, and I am going to look at them as soon as I get off tonight. Road Legends is Road Legends is out of Chicago. Yeah, I kind of had that feeling. They have that look. Chief Freight Hauler, good evening. Hope everyone has a great week. I had a great week. Guys, we'll take a break here. There's a lot of comments. 53 people in the house. Y'all want to talk your week? I don't know who keeps calling me with no caller IDs. Hold on. Hello.
They're reaching out to you about your extended warranty.
Okay. Yeah, Brian, how you doing, buddy? Yeah, I don't know who that was. That was Brian Jess playing a game saying he was Chris Stewart. He could have came up with a better name than my last name. If that's really a real person, you can call me after the show. And I didn't mean to be rude, but it sure sounds like Brian Jess. Leatherman said, or Jay Leatherman says, good evening, fellas. I hope everyone is doing well. You know what? I should have taken a break here. Let's take a break. Let's talk about our weeks if you guys want to.
Hey, Mike, I can hear you typing. Your microphone's real loud or something. I can hear you typing.
Enhance.
That's odd because my keyboard is a silent, no clicky keyboard. That is weird.
Someone's typing or something when he's talking.
So our weeks, my last couple of weeks, any of you guys that want to be a solo driver over here, it's pretty damn easy to gross 6K. I've done it 2 weeks in a row as a solo driver. First week, I had 60 miles deadhead the first week. 60 miles, all total for the whole week. Got lucky. This week, I'm going to have close to 600 deadhead miles. But I chose that because I'm getting home. I had to get a load to Michigan, and then hopefully the Michigan load works out to send me to Orlando. So that was my choice. But I'm still going to be at $6,500 for the week. So it's not hard to gross 6,000 plus as a solo driver. I've got one guy that did 8,100 this week, or last week, I'm sorry, and took home almost 5,200. So anybody that wants to put those words out there that Swift is a scam, the leasing's a scam, maybe the leasing thing is a scam. Who cares? You know, you're making $4,000 to $5,000 a week. If it's a scam, I can tell you that. Go ahead, Chris. You can tell yours, man.
I grossed 5,850. I only did a little over 2,000 miles, like 26, something like that. Grossed 5,850. Took home 3,250. That's the most I've ever pretty much, I would say, took home in a good chunk. Also, I was at the Columbus yard and talked to another owner op who's on mileage, and he's on the load board, so he doesn't get his stuff from the planner, so he don't get the deadhead miles. He don't get that 85 cents. So I took my pay and by his mileage of $1.24, $1.27, and the fuel surcharge, like I just said, 70 cents. I made $1,800 more than he did. He would only gross $4,000, a little over $4,000, and I grossed $5,850. So I grossed $1,800 more than mileage guy on a load board, but he doesn't get the deadhead miles. So that's the only thing with him is that he was not, he don't get the deadhead because he gets the loads off the load board. But right there, he was talking to us about switching over. I said, dude, you got to do it. I said, you're missing out.
I agree.
Yeah, the mileage only works if you're strictly planner loads.
Yep.
Fuel surcharge is 64 cents this week, by the way.
I just said 70. I just made it up. But still, $1.24, $1.27 times 2,025, and then you add the 70 cents per mile. I was like, dude, you only got $4,000 gross if you would have taken my miles.
What about you, Jonah?
Pretty okay week. I gross like 35 so far this week. As of tomorrow, I deliver this load. I got delivered Tuesday morning, so then I got another load. I'm tired of looking at. I hope they unload me earlier. It's a pretty decent week for me this week. Other than I almost had to rescue somebody out the highway. He was about to get ran over.
Was she good looking?
No, it was a dude.
Oh,
Land. We were down the highway.
We're looking.
No, this dude was like high as a kite, laying in the middle of the highway, going down 25 almost to Augusta, coming down 25 in South Carolina. And luckily, the tanker and the SUV was in front of me and had to slam on brakes and swerve from hitting this dude. And he laying in the middle of the highway, just like laying in the road, just like And it's like sun out, everything. He just laid it roll, then got up and no shoes on, shorts and a t-shirt, and then just started to walk in the middle of the road.
After this interaction with this guy, did you call Jenny and ask her, "Are you now selling your brownies at the store?"
Wow. And I was like, man, this dude is like, I told you, you can tell this dude was like spaced out. Because he just like started walking like just in the middle of the road, just like, and then just walking, talking like nothing ever happened. We was like, dude, you just got finished laying in the middle of the road, about to get hit by a truck and an SUV. I was like, man, whatever he was on, it must be some good stuff.
All right, we're going to go down to Pearl Jam next. Go ahead, Michael.
Well, I had a good week planned out. I had a 6,000 week planned out. And then I picked up my load. Went to pick up my load last night. And I'm told I can't get dispatched because the load routes through California. All trucks have to have a carb inspection.
Oh.
An emission inspection. So they take me off the load. They cannot dispatch it because I told them I'm more than willing to eat the miles and go up to around Salt Lake and go in that way. I'd eat the miles. And she's like, we physically cannot dispatch you if a truck does not have it because the load is planned through California. If the load touches California in the system planning, the truck has to be carb tested.
Uh-huh.
So I get to the terminal this morning to find out the new Volvos cannot be tested and they are exempt.
No.
So I lost a $4,000 load on 1,200 miles.
Wow.
And so now I've got a load that I'm taking out of the terminal up to Salt Lake tomorrow.
Time out for a second. I just thought of something, okay? And I don't even know if you know this yet or not, but there used to be somebody you could call and complain to. That would be Sue. You knew that, right? Sue down in Ocala?
Don't know who that is, so no.
Well, there's no longer a Sue in Ocala. Now all you got to do is call Justin because Justin took Sue's spot. You got an issue with that? You call Justin in the morning and you tell him your situation. They took a $4,000, and I just found this out and figured this out for you, just with us talking. That $4,000 load that was taken off you should not have been taken off of you because of the exemption on the Volvo bullshit. So Justin is now the boss. Let him get into the bottom of that and deal with that. You know who Justin is, right?
I think so. What I'm going to do tomorrow is I'm going to start with my driver leader, and if I need to, then I'll escalate up. I'm going to push for VNU, vehicle ordered not used.
Michael, I'm going to save you some trouble here, brother. Call Justin. You got Justin's number? If you don't, I'll give it to you.
Okay, get it to me after the show then, because I do not have his number.
With your driver leader, because nothing ever taken care of that way. Remember?
Right.
Okay.
So anyway,
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yes. Anyway, I am headed up to Salt Lake tomorrow. I am going to have a $4,200 week, which is still a okay week. It's not my record-breaking $6,000 week, but it is what it is. So I'm going to have, about 1,900 net. So, I mean, it's still a good week. It's just disappointing.
Yep. All right, Nicholas.
It's not been a bad week. Just been kind of taking a light week because of the last month training. I should be some. Huh?
I'm praying for you.
I should be sitting somewhere between 500 and 6,500 gross for the week, depending on what happens with this next load. So.
See, guys, our life is very exciting. Your turn there.
Hey, Nick, are you still at the home? Are you still at the Home Goods, Nick?
At home, yes.
Yeah, at home. Yeah.
Yeah, I delivered the load already, though.
Oh, you did. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Aaron, your turn, buddy.
Like I said earlier last week, it was my first week. I only did 4 days. I had $711 off of like 800 miles. This week I've kind of been unfortunately stuck going back and forth between Idaho, Oregon, and Washington, and just doing a whole loop. I'm hoping by Wednesday, as long as something shows up on the load board that will pay me good enough tomorrow morning. I've been watching it all day today. I'm hoping I'll be over $4,000 gross to the truck by Wednesday. So from there, I'm going to try to work my way down to where Michael is in Arizona and California and whatnot, because that's where what I've noticed all the high-paying loads over here on the West Coast are down there. Like,
Yeah.
they had a load literally going 100 miles down the street in Northern California, and they were going to pay $958 for it. So.
Okay. Corey, I think I have you in the group here. Hang on a second. We'll take care of that right now. If you're in the group, we'll do it right now. If you're not, I don't have you in my names. Text me right now, Corey, so I'll have your number and I'll get you in after the show. So let me go ahead and I guess I'll go ahead and make my announcement. But before I do, I've had a lot of people, again, stupid comments that come up. I've said it before in the past. You know, I don't care. That's wonderful that you're making $1 million a mile. You go home every 2 days, every weekend, and I don't care, guys. I mean, you can keep making all your comments, and you really have no idea what kind of money that I'm making other than what we tell you. And same thing with my guys. I mean, we're all happy doing what we're doing. We need the suggestions to come over to X company and, do this and do that. We don't need those suggestions. That's the first thing that I want to say. The other thing I want to say, yeah, I understand, there was a comment that I got. Guy said, you're not a real owner operator unless you have the title to that truck. What does that really mean? Do you really ever have a title other than having the truck paid off? And then what truck do you have if you actually have the title to begin with, unless you're just absolutely filthy rich and you pay cash for a truck from the very beginning or something like that? You really are, even though you're a lease driver or owner operator, whatever your title, what you want to be, who cares? And I'm sorry that it bothers you that I title all my shows Swift Owner Operator. It don't matter. I don't care. We're happy doing what we're doing. Our company is great. We don't have, and we've talked about this, our company has no future in doing the autonomous trucks. We're happy with where we're at, what we're doing, what we got going, and we have a nice little community built up. So I don't need the comments of, yes, I don't have a hood truck. Yes, I don't own the truck. And quite frankly, I'm not even 100% for sure if I ever even really want to own the truck. I've studied and studied and studied. It don't matter, but we're making the owner-operator money, and that's all that matters. And the second thing that I want to bring up, yes, I wanted to do a video on a flatbed Kenworth. I really did. I've had 2 or 3 comments about guys wanting to see a flatbed truck. Unfortunately, Michelle told me not to for a couple reasons, and the big reason is because the training. You can't just come straight to Swift to be a flatbed driver. You have to go through their class, and she really didn't want me to get into the bottom of the flatbed trucks. And I kind of understand that and agree with it to a sense, but if there's a guy out there that wants to see a truck, I'll be more than happy to take some pictures and send them to you. Who's this texting me now? So that's Jamal. Gotcha, Jamal. Get you taken here at the end. What's that?
I was going to say, if somebody really wants to see a flatbed truck, there is a boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, whatever, wife couple that are on YouTube here. He's a flatbed driver who's an owner op, and he shows his truck. He did a whole tour of his truck. So if they really want to see it, you can find videos. So
if you want me to take pictures of a specific truck, let me know. I'll do my best, but I'm not going to put them out there. And thanks for all the views on all the trucks that I've had. They've really been very receptive. And that's one of the ideas that I have that I want to do real soon coming up. And the guy down there in the middle that has the Jesus light coming through, his truck's probably going to be the first one to get done.
That red Peterbilt you did, I watched that video. That paint, oh my God.
That is the comment that's up there right now, P90. That's his personal truck. He picked it up that same day. So that's his truck, and it's Legendary Red is what that color is called. So
That's gorgeous truck.
Yeah. That being said, the last thing that I want to do, and I'm going to get back to the comments, our saving person down there that's got the light beaming through his window is going to get an APU put on his truck here real soon. We are going to the factory. We're going to video it, and we're going to put it out there. And Nick, I haven't told you this yet, but I have a great idea with that company to help them promote their APUs too. I have an
Which one are you going with?
EcoFleet.
We have to ask
the electric one.
Okay.
Well,
No.
it's EcoFleet. I don't want to talk about them too much until we get something.
Yeah.
Okay.
We got to get some traction going in here, guys. We're talking about this behind the scenes, man. Anyway, we're going to go and videotape it because I think I'm going to go the same route. And that'll kind of lead us into the next comment and the big announcement. I was going to make a contest out of it, but I decided not to. I kind of played with the guys, so there's only a few guys that really knew what I did. But I ordered a new truck on Friday with Michelle, so I'm sticking with Swift. I thought about getting an outside truck, doing what other YouTubers are doing and getting it away from the company. But the more and more I thought about it, I'm not leaving Swift. And this just goes to show you my commitment and not jumping around to different companies because I'm going to be stuck with this truck for 4 years. And if I leave Swift, I probably would be done with trucking unless it's, underneath of what my control is. If I get my job terminated or something like that, then obviously I'll stay in it. But if I decide to leave Swift for whatever reason, I'm not so sure I'll ever drive again. Nick, you went sideways for some reason there, buddy. Either that or you froze. I think you froze. But anyway, I ordered a new truck. I ordered a 20, and it was very specific that I wanted to get an order in before the 28s come because obviously everybody's listened to the young lady there in Lone Mountain. 28s, the prices are going to go up. There's new emissions, all kinds of crap. I wanted a 27, so I got my order in early enough to get a 27, and I got the exact same truck that I got now. So I think it's going to be close to the same color, if not the same color. So I didn't change anything up, and it just, like I said, it goes to show you the commitment that I have no intentions of leaving, nor did I ever have intentions of leaving. But it just goes to show you that while other YouTubers hop around to different jobs and doing different things, that's why they get trucks from the outside, so they can do that. Anyway, not trying to rat on anybody or put anybody down. Everybody has their, and I'm not trying to stir up any drama, but that's my game, and I have built and perfected what others have tried to do. And I'm not bragging by it by any means, but with the help of my guys that I bring in on a regular basis, that's what's helped me build what I have. And it's not me that's building it. It's all of us building the community together. All I did was just give the avenue with the YouTube to make it happen. These guys here that are on my show, they're the ones that have built it. It's just not just these guys. It's anybody that comes on the show. So kudos to everybody that has helped me through this journey. And we're going to continue this journey as long as we can,
I have a question for Aaron.
Okay.
Have you noticed out here that loads seem to be lighter, not as many heavy loads? Or okay.
Yeah, no, there's I actually talked with because that's kind of why I've gotten stuck where I'm at. I've actually talked to a couple of the planners out here in Troutdale, out here in Oregon, and they were telling me the majority of the loads out here, they try to keep them pretty light because of the mountains and everything else, and because it wouldn't make sense to have a super heavy load and have it pay very little. Like today, for example, I'm not surprised at all that it's still sitting on the load board. It's been technically sitting there since late last night. They have a super heavy load from picking up in Washington going down into California, and they only want to pay a little over $500 for it. So
Yeah. That was kind of the biggest surprise for me. Is going. I know Washington has always been a backhaul state, but the rates we're getting just down to California, I have never seen rates this low. And I've been driving West Coast for 15 years, and even at some of the other carriers I've worked for, these rates I do not understand. You pretty much have to go into, and it's like, I don't really looking at going into California. It's like what I had the issue I had yesterday, but the fastest way to get to Western or is to go up through California without going through all the mountains and stuff. So that's why I ran into that issue. But I don't really see going into California, especially out of Washington, all that big.
Yeah, no, they have a whole bunch of loads that go into California. It's just hitting the right one that pays the right. But unfortunately for me, every time I've been up in the Washington so far this last week, I haven't really hit the market at the right time to get a good paying load to go in the Cali to get those high paying loads. So I end up having to come back out this way. I know from what I've noticed though too, there's a lot more Utah. A lot more high-paying Utah loads that are going into California too. So,
yeah, I'm kind of looking at a triangle from like Phoenix, Salt Lake, over to like Red Bluff. There were a couple really good loads going over to Red Bluff, and then back down to Phoenix, with maybe a couple going up into Western Washington, Oregon, periodically for friends and family visit.
Yeah.
Let me get to these comments, guys. So Ronan Roy said, can you explain the Amazon Relay app? So basically it's an app. Honestly, I don't really understand it myself, but the Amazon loads show up on her load board, but you got to be accepted by Amazon in order to run the Amazon loads, which is the Relay app. It's kind of crazy, kind of stupid. Not a big fan of Amazon loads. I've spoke about it many times on here. It does give you more options. But just be prepared to sit if you take an Amazon load. I've not had any good luck with Amazon.
I've tried 2 Amazon loads, and I called my manager or my driver leader up, and I told her take me off that Amazon list.
You didn't take it off, but
I had her take me off of it. I didn't even want to see them.
Okay. Winter trucking. Anyone know how long you got to be stopped in order for them to get upset about being a sitting duck? I had to pull over 3 times today because my dog got sick. My friend, at this point, to be honest with you, I don't know that answer, and you shouldn't be stopping on the side of the road anyways. You need to. I know your dog gets sick and everything, but find you a safer place, because right now, 2 things they're hunting down is sitting ducks and your speed. Mm-hmm. And you're a contractor, you run your business, you got to be smart and understand that, let the dog get sick in your truck and clean it up, I guess. I mean, I don't know what to tell you, man. You're putting yourself in a dangerous position. And I'm going to bring this up. And Francis, I'll get you put in just a minute. I was trying to get it in while Michael and Aaron were talking, but there's a Swift driver right now. About 2 months ago, and I happened to just be passing. It was in Kentucky, and I don't know what the driver's name is, but he was parked on the side of the road. Supposedly, he was in one of those rest areas where they pile up, and he was on the on-ramp on the opposite side coming on, and he was parked on the highway. I mean, I don't care what he says or how he says it, and if he's watching this, I'm sorry, I don't mean to bring it up, but he had a pickup truck rear-ending, and it went under the. I mean, I guess it just broke off the ICT bumper, went all the way up under where the tandems were, and it basically cut the roof off of the truck. And it was a fatality. I think 3 people died out of that, and it's obviously going to be a very litigious situation for him and Swift both. I mean, just don't do it, guys. I mean, your dog.
No.
What?
Don't do it. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, guys, don't put yourself in a situation like that to where, I mean, now this guy has to worry about some of his personal stuff getting sued. And again, it's very, very early in the game, but we all know how these situations work. And, you know, and honestly, that situation and also winter trucking, and I know you're Kyle, you put all the other 17,000 drivers in a thing too, because it puts a ding into our CSA and safety score, and it affects us going into the waste. I mean, it's all over. It just brings the situation. So don't put yourself in that situation to where you're going to get into that. Go ahead, Aaron. I'm sorry, bud.
Oh, you're good. I was just going to say that's it's ironic because I know my driver leader. She personally called me a couple weeks ago, and the 2 biggest things Swift is focused on right now is the sitting duck and the speeding.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So, and they were. She was telling me safety's not playing around. You will be terminated if you're caught speeding or being a sitting duck.
Yeah, I had a situation 3 weeks ago where I had a flat tire. And so I pulled off onto the shoulder. It was a blowout, and so I called it in. I was on the shoulder, had my triangles, everything out, and I got everybody on the phone, got service started, and I got a call from safety. He goes, "I understand you're on the side of the road. It got called into us because you reported it to on road." He says, "I got a couple questions for you." He says, "You're not in trouble at this point." But he says, you're tired. Are you still able to roll? I says, well, technically I can roll, but we risk tire debris possibly coming off. Right now, there's no sign of it. And he says, okay, how far away is the next truck stop? Or even a off-ramp. He says, I'd rather get you off of the travel lane and onto a slower traffic area if we have to. And I says, well, I looked at the deal. I says, well, there is it's not really a rest area, but it's just one of those pull-off things, according to my GPS, about 3 or 4 miles up. He says, okay, roll up there and wait there for your service. He says, in future, unless there is something unsafe about the vehicle moving, or the vehicle cannot physically be moved for one reason or another, roll to a place where you can get off of the road. They don't even want to stop for a flat tire or something.
That's not legal. That's not legal.
I understand it's not. That's why he said I wasn't in trouble. What's not
legal? What's not legal?
What's that?
What's not legal is driving down the road with a flat tire. You're supposed to pull over and wait. You can't keep rolling.
Fuck that. I'm pulling that bitch off the fucking highway. What I'm doing, my safety, and for the changing that tire safety. And any DOT cop wants to fucking fight me over that, then fight me over that. Write me a fucking ticket. I'm pulling that bitch off every single goddamn time. Excuse my friend.
Yeah,
I am not
in Nevada
anymore.
That is exactly what. That's exactly what the safety guy said too. He says, if you start throwing debris, then reevaluate it. But as long as you're not throwing tire debris, just take it slow and go up there. We would rather have you move the truck with a flat tire. And he says, yeah. And he did mention that. It says, yes, technically it isn't out of service, but we would rather deal with that than having somebody sitting under your trailer
getting killed.
Getting killed. Yeah. He says so. So he asked me to. I did that. But he says basically it is a zero tolerance. If somebody calls you in, you're done. If something happens while you're sitting there and your camera triggers, you're done. He says there are legitimate reasons to be on the shoulder, but just a flat tire. He said, move it. Go ahead and get someplace off the road. He says, we'd rather even have you sitting on an on-ramp side, not the off-ramp side, but we'd rather have you sitting on an on-ramp where traffic coming up is going to be slower than on the freeway. So yes, it is.
The only exception to that rule is if it's a steer tire, because obviously you're not going to be able to do shit. But one of the tires, by all means, drive that bitch off the road.
Yep.
I had a trailer tire like that. I drove it like 10 miles to the truck stop.
The state of Utah and Idaho will actually, if you're sitting on the side of the road with your triangles out because of a tire, they'll actually pull up to you and they'll tell you, hey, take the triangles down. I'll escort you to the next exit. Because they don't want you sitting on the side of the road either. So they'll escort you there.
Hey, Nick, take that laser light out of your eyes, will you?
Yeah.
Get at some concert or something, man.
They got a little line going straight down.
Can you hear me, Nick? Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. Why?
You ain't saying a word, man.
I'm here.
But yeah, they're cracking down on that speed, and I heard there's a list of 400 owner ops on
like 400 people.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, Amanda says
the only reason why
my driver leader says she's got about 10 drivers that are on the edge of getting terminated.
My driver leader said that she's got one that was with that. She's got one or two that went in the 80s. I was like, holy cow.
I haven't gotten that. They've caught me. She called. That's the whole reason why she called me. She goes, you need to watch the speed when you're going downhill. I'm like, yeah, I know. I lost it. And she goes, well, we clocked you at 76, and then the second time we clocked you at 78. You need to slow down. You know what the speed limit is for Swift. She goes, you're not getting in trouble now, but now that safety is focusing on this, you will get terminated if you don't slow it down. I was like, all right.
4 guys that did over 80 miles an hour, they got their contracts terminated. Right now, they're looking at anything over 74, 75 is what their threshold is.
Yep.
All right, so in these comments, and it was either stop and take care or get the diarrhea all over the truck, unfortunately. But I'm sorry, but yeah, either that or don't take your dog with you, one of the two, man. Road Legends are out of Chicago, and the owners are in Ukraine. Okay. Kenneth Boyd's in the house. Yeah. Hi, guys. I just got on. I was busy working on the trailer. Okay, glad to have you in, as always. I think my battery's going dead with the mouse. Jeremiah Gibson, I've been running up and down Pennsylvania, New York since Thursday, knocking them. I've been up here in this upstate New York. I just left New Hampshire. Fly Guy says, hey, Fly Rabbit, I was in your class. I'm still at F2F, but should be at 10,000 gross week. Awesome, Fly Guy. Awesome. And no point was I ever stopped for more than 10. Doesn't matter. You stop for 2 seconds, and it's going to trigger that camera, bud.
Winner, if your camera triggers and they see you're on the side of the road and it's not reported to breakdown or there isn't something legitimate going on, they will cancel your contract without question. It's a zero tolerance policy.
Let me get caught up on these comments. I got a shit ton. Wife says she feels like she's in a fish tank with you there, Michael.
Yeah, I know. I can't do anything about it until I can get over to Walmart.
What's up with the Road Legends? Nothing up with Road Legend. I've seen a lot of their trucks lately. I just made a comment. I don't know anything about them. Just was curious. And me also. This is Roy. Hey, Roy. I know who you are. Roy Jackson. Chris says, heck, I've been an owner for 16 years, and I finally ordered my first owner-op spec truck. There's always been an extenuating circumstance. I hear you, buddy. I hear you. I've been fortunate enough to have quite a few new trucks, but this new Kenworth that I'm getting is by far going to be the top of any truck that I've ever owned.
15 years. This is my first brand new truck.
Fly guy. Jonah looks confused. Jonah, tell you what, if you got a girlfriend like she does and Benny Brownies, then you will look confused.
Nah.
Yeah. Jonah's always Jonah's just Jonah, man. That's why he's Air Jonah. He's the king, man. Just like Michael Jordan was. Look at him. Look at just the way he sits. There's nobody on here that has more swag than Jonah does. I mean, seriously. Fine, I'm dying. Jonah has the swag. Well, you know what? There's probably one more guy that has more swag than you, and that's Craig. Craig's got some swag.
I think I seen him the other day. I passed him the other day. I passed Craig the other day. Matter of fact, I was at the same truck stop and rolled by him, and I was leaving the truck stop and realized that was his truck.
Now, you and Craig, man, you all know how to talk that Cajun South Carolina, man, together, and I can't understand what you're saying half the time.
Oh.
So I guess we got a couple trolls that came in. My wife just texted me and said we got a little troll activity. I haven't got to them yet, and I'm not going to read them anyway. So I'm going to try and catch them anyways. The wife says Fly Guy is Clemson confused. Oh man, the guy in the middle on the top needs a haircut. Laugh out loud. You need a haircut. You got coming in.
On the top. Oh, he's like Chris.
I don't need no haircut.
Mike, did you leave and come back in?
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened. My the program just kind of glitched out and then reloaded. I don't know what happened there.
Fly Guy says, Nick. Ha ha ha.
Nick.
I don't know, man. Nick, I'm sorry, man. You're right. I hope you didn't get mad at me about that tire situation, but I don't care if it's illegal or not. I'm rolling with it all the time. I'm not sitting on the highway.
I'm not going to get mad. It's just letting you know that DOT can flag you for it.
Go ahead. Flag me, fine me, cite me, do whatever you want to, and I'll go in front of the judge and explain my situation.
Well, then you could just say, well, Swift.
I can, you know what? I can talk real well with a judge. I've done it for, close to 20 years. I think they'll side with me. I really do. Over an eager cop that wants to write a ticket on something that's safety related.
And most DOT officers, if you explain to them what you're doing, why you're doing it, and you know why you're doing it, they're more than likely going to help you and assist you get to someplace safe because they're kind of on the same. They don't want you sitting alongside the road either because they're the ones that have to come out and investigate that decapitated driver that you just killed because you were sitting on the side of the road.
So I've got plenty of experience working with judges. Let me put it that way. I still, to this day, have one of the biggest drug seizures in the area where I worked at. To this day, still, to my knowledge, anyways. And that case took about 3 years to go through. And I was even out of law enforcement, and they wanted to fly me in. No, you know what? That was another case. I'm sorry. But that case closed out when I was still in. That was a 3-year deal. Fried Tater's in the house. Hey, Fried Tater. I'm way behind. No Road Warriors out of Scott. Yeah, we don't determine that. I'm still out of Hobbs. Is that the oil field company you were working for? I know I'm way behind on comments. I'm heading to do the PP thingy and the physical tomorrow. That's awesome, Fried Tater.
I gotta get my physical done this month.
65-14 gross this week, says Chris. That's freaking awesome. That's about where I'm going to end up at. How come you don't take the SF5 truck to Swift, Fly Rabbit? Well, I would have still had the SF5 truck. I would have taken it, but me and my clever ideas that I come up with sometimes don't always pan out, and I always admit my faults. I had the idea of buying my own truck and felt like it was a great idea. Turned the SF5 truck in, bought my own truck, and what a fucking failure that was. And guys, I always tell you guys when you come over, get the newest truck that you can, because you're going to put the miles on it. What a mistake that was. But anyway, if I would have had the SF5 truck, I would have brought it over here easily. I wish I still had that truck, to be flat honest with you. That was a good truck. Ian said, I did pretty good last week with just 2 long hauls. I gross 48. So I've got 3 long hauls, and I'm going to be at 65. All my hauls are over 1,000 miles, all 3 of them.
Hey, James.
Yep.
You know how when you're in Pennsylvania, especially on the PA Turnpike, they have those pull-offs where you're legally able to pull off on the other side of those lines?
Uh-huh.
I wonder if they consider that legal on our end, or if they're going to terminate for us for that too.
I don't know. I still wouldn't stop there. I still look at those people. I'm like, out of all the places to stop, why would you stop there?
Well, sometimes you're going to take a leak. So,
but I got to tell you the truth. I've been doing this for over 20 years. I have never put myself in a position to where I've not had a parking spot before my clock expired. One time has my clock expired, and the only reason that it expired is because I was stuck in Atlanta traffic for 3 hours, and I didn't have a choice. And believe it or not, it's the only time that I've ever had a DOT inspection was 2 days after that situation, and I explained it to the officer, and he looked right on there where I was at and told him, and he didn't cite me for it. But I went into violation for about 40 minutes. But anybody knows Atlanta, there's nowhere you can really stop in Atlanta legally, so I had to go down a little bit to a quick stop.
Yeah, I don't think DOT is likely. If you can justify and explain why you're in a violation and understand that you're in violation, typically they normally won't violate you unless they're just being one of the a dick about it. But if you can justify and explain what you did, most of the time they're not going to cite you. You're going to get a violation, but they're generally not going to cite you if you can justify and explain what happened.
So the wife is saying that Jonah looked like the comedian Lavelle Crawford when you were telling your crazy man story. You know who Lavelle Crawford is? You know, Jonah? You know who Lavelle Crawford is?
Yeah, I know Lavelle Crawford.
Okay. I booked my first 2 loads already. Gross 2,400. Going to try get a short load to Florida. In the day on Wednesday. Yeah, it's kind of me too. I got a load going to Orlando that'll get me home. I've been about 5K gross per week. I did at a time. That's really easy to do here.
Yeah.
Ken says, after I drop tomorrow and then drop my next, it'll be Tuesday. I'll be at 5,400. 1 day left. Watching, please like, comment, and hype. Please, guys, if you don't know what hype is, that's something new that I was just taught a couple weeks ago with JC. Y'all know what hype is? Go in and hype these videos.
Never heard of that. What is that?
I did the 3 ones you just did not too long ago.
Thank you, bud.
The walk runs.
I'll walk you through it later, Michael.
Okay.
It helps get our stuff out there, and one of the reasons I really believe one of the reasons why I gathered these almost 400 subscribers in the last 3 weeks, 2 weeks, whatever, it was because these videos were all hyped up. Everybody started. Of all the drivers, appreciate you following Flying the Fellas. TJ Bull of the Woods, what's up? Hey TJ, good to have you here. Appreciate it. Flatbed trucks are just mid-roofs, no big deal. Tom, I know you're at home. When you come back out, I'm working driving till Wednesday. You need to give me a ring, man. You need to give me a ring. My wife was worried to death about you, thinking that you left your position or your job because you did that video cleaning your truck out. I assured her you would never leave that company. Kyle says, I will say all my companies about Swift, and especially over the last 2 weeks, I got plenty. They're pretty damn good company to work for. They are a pretty good company. Unfortunately, you've had a lot of misfortunes and a lot of shit that shouldn't have happened.
Hey, James, I got to take off. I'll talk to you guys later.
Time for your son. Tell everybody hi, okay, Nick?
Will do.
We'll talk later, bud.
All right, bye.
Have a good weekend, Nick.
You too. Have a good night. Have a good night, guys.
See you.
Well, the word owner-op gets thrown around loosely. My definition of owner-op is someone who owns their truck and can lease on to any company without restriction. Yeah, that's kind of everybody's consideration too. I use owner-op because that's what Swift. You know what? I don't care what you call me, how you call me. Just don't call me late for dinner. That's the only thing that I'm concerned about, or late for the money bags.
Yeah.
And right now, we're picking up all the money bags that we possibly can, and we're going to run with this as long as we can until the shit turns. And that's what I'm always going to say. I don't care. I've never claimed that I was an owner operator. Never said that I was an owner operator. Never even said I was a lease owner operator. I'm a truck driver, and yes, it's Swift's truck. I don't give a shit. I don't even care if I even own the truck. As long as I'm getting paid money to do what I do, I don't care.
I mean, I use the term lease operator, but I was told when I bought my very first truck, it was a 2010 Century. It was my very first SFI truck. In a lot of ways, I still wish I had that. I miss that 13-speed. But we had a local mechanic where I lived that did a lot of my work when I was at home. He had been wrenching on trucks for like 40, 50 years. And he was, at that time, was in his 70s. And he was still wrenching. And he looked at me and says, "You know what, son? This truck, you're always going to pay for it. It doesn't matter whether you're paying the bank or you're paying me. But you're always going to pay."
Mm-hmm.
So let me get to these comments. I've literally got 40 comments that we're behind. P90 says, "Sign me up for the APU. If you want to give me a ring, I'll give you the information on the EPU that we're going with." And trust me, we did a lot of research on these. You turned in your truck last week, but did you turn it in, or are you staying with Cheeseman? Me too. I definitely want to try. So any of you guys want an APU, call me. Sure did click it up and turn it in. Very deep. I paid off the truck, still driving. If I had to do it all over again, I've been doing it your way. I've been at least the truck that way. I give it back if something's distraction. It's exactly my plan too.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Lease the truck. I'm ordering what I want, the color I want, the way I want. If it turns out to be a good truck, then after 4 years, I'll decide whether or not I want to buy it. If it's a bitch and it's not a good truck, or it has 800,000 miles on it, which is a very good possibility, then I'll turn it in.
You can take two trucks, come off the same line, one right after the other. One could go in, you do nothing on it but tires and general maintenance. The other one can bankrupt you in 6 months.
George Giddens says, "Good evening, everyone." Piccolo Joe congratulates bro. Glad things are going well. So I don't know if you heard, Joe, but I got the exact same truck. Yeah, them Amazon apps, stay the fuck away from it. That's how you fix that. Yep. I absolutely refuse to go to California. They should pay me $1 million a mile. I will deadhead 1,000 miles out.
California's not that bad.
I'll go to California, but the money's got to be right. And
Exactly.
the carb thing needs to be done too.
Apparently, I don't have to worry about that now.
That must be only on certain trucks, because I've been in and out of California quite a bit in the last year, and
Mike, you
never
might
had
want to
any question.
find out the validity on that, because I'm not so sure that's accurate.
No, that was from the shop. He says they cannot do a emissions test on the Volvo. They are exempt. So
let me reword that on what I'm trying to tell you. I'm not saying the shop guys are wrong, but you might want to do your research. Maybe call the Volvo dealership, the people that actually deal with this truck, just to double check and make sure they're telling you right.
I can't do anything about that till Monday.
I understand, but I'm just giving you a little personal friendly advice. That's all. Because what happens if you go to California and they stop you? Where's your carb report? Well, my mechanic said at the shop that we don't have to do it. Is that right? But what shop? I'm just saying, man. Just don't run into that situation. Did you freeze up again, Mike?
Nope.
It's hard to tell with your fisheye lens.
I know. It's after the show or tomorrow morning, I'll run over to Walmart and get a new camera.
Fly Guy says, I'm pretty
Actually,
sure
I can't do it till Monday.
a basic company, but why not get a truck from an outside carrier? That way Swift can't try to hold anything against you, head fly rabbit. You know, and that's one of the things that I thought about, and I discussed this a little while ago. I'm not going anywhere, and the chances of, as long as you do your job here, Swift isn't the company that's going to start doing shit to you personally. Um, if you're doing things right, you're not going to have anything held over your head. And like I said, I really seriously thought about doing that, but I don't know. Just the idea of getting exactly what I want, rather than here you go. Here's a gray Kenworth, or here's a gray Volvo. You know, I'm getting exactly what I want. And if you do the math and do the numbers with their lease, if I was to buy it outright, it's the same freaking price as what you would get at Lone Mountain or Tell or any other company. I mean, they're within $5,000 to $10,000 of each other. Trust me, I've looked and looked and looked, and quite frankly, I think Swift is on the better end, the cheaper end.
There's another really big important thing on that as well. If you get a truck, if you get a truck from a dealer or an outside source, and that truck turns out to be a lemon or serious issues with it continuously, you have no recourse to get that truck swapped out. Here on the lease, if there's serious issues with the truck and Swift says, okay, yeah, this truck is, they will, and they've done it for other drivers, they'll swap a truck out if the truck, yeah, I mean, I got out of mine early, and actually I wasn't expecting to get out of mine early, but there's been other drivers. They will, if you've got an issue with a truck, they'll get you out of it, because especially because if you're not turning and you can't drive because the truck's always broken down or you got issues, that affects their income too, because you're not moving freight. They're not getting their side of it.
I was meaning to reach out. There's a gentleman I follow here on YouTube. He, I mean, you can. It's beside, at least according to him, you can get your truck switched out too, without it even having mechanical issues. He was. I don't know how much he had to bribe or whatnot. I don't know. He may not have bribed. But he got a brand new 26 kW, and then he drove 88,000 miles on it, and then he just posted a video today saying that he turned it in and got a 27 kW now instead.
Here at Swift?
Yeah, here at Swift.
Yeah.
So one other thing to think about too, if you have issues with the truck, and I know this for a fact by owning my own truck and bringing it over to Swift when I first started back, if you have issues with the truck, you know, the one from Swift, they're going to look at your truck way before they look at your personal truck.
Yeah.
Plus, if your truck is down and the shop says, hey, it's going to be, 4 or 5 days, maybe a week or more before we can get it back up for whatever reason, your Swift will give you another truck to use at 7 cents per mile versus paying a full. So it's like when James brought his truck over. If you have your own truck, you're paying the full lease of payment on that truck plus your note. So there's an advantage there. I've been in 2 lease trucks, and thank God I only had to pay the 7 cents per mile instead of $650 dollars a week.
So, to the wife, she's actually moderating for us. Those people were blocked completely out of the comments. They are, not only will their comments not show up, but they're just not going to be on here at all. Man, I think the batteries are going dead in the mouth, so I'm going to have to get them replaced. I'm still not sure how people are hitting those speeds. My truck auto kicks on Jake's at 70. Downhill. It's just, you don't have the Jakes on. It'll just, I mean, I remember back in the day, I mean, I'm probably going to tell on myself, you can literally get some pretty high speeds, honestly.
Yeah.
The SFI truck that I had didn't have a governor on it. And when I was at Snyder was 89, I believe. Is that what? No, was it 79? 79 was Snyder's magic
80.
number.
Yeah, 80 was
Terminate you. JB Hunt was 90. You you went 90, they would terminate your contract. So it was nothing for me and a couple of the other guys to be hauling. And some parts of Texas, the speed was 85, and it would be nothing for us to cruise around at 85, 86, 87 miles an hour, with the SFI trucks. Because there's no governors on them. But man, if I could go back and change those days, at JB Hunt, we had to drive those speeds in order to make the times. It was just not going to work. And man, if you could take those times back, I would take those times back in a heartbeat, because I was constantly tired. And just believe it or not, that extra 15, 20 miles an hour that you're driving that much faster, I mean, you got to be on your toes. I mean, you really do.
God, yes.
Yep.
I mean, it would be nothing for you to be passing up four-wheelers, seriously, with that kind of speed.
Yeah, my SFI truck, I've done 80, 85 miles an hour.
I don't want to go to a company like that you have to work that hard. It's not worth the money. And what the kicker out of it is, I'm making more money here than I ever made at JB Hunt. Ever. Without the recruiting. Just driving.
Yep.
So Ethan says, never park on the side of the road unless your truck will not physically move. If you have a blown tire, get off the road. Yep, we've already discussed all that. I agree. Been driving for 10 years. I've never stopped on the interstate for a blowout. Always. Yep, always. And honestly, we really sometimes, I mean, if there's no truck stops close, then your only option is just to get off of a ramp. At least get off of a ramp. They don't even want us on ramps either, guys.
No.
They do not even want us on ramps, but that's your only option. It's your only option. Ben Grider, someone hit a Walmart truck on side of the road, I-75 today. Actually, that was yesterday, and I saw that. That was down in Port Charlotte, Charlotte County, Florida. That just happened. You know what? I don't know if it was today or this morning, but yeah, I did see that. Fly Guy, I don't condone parking on shoulders. Should be truck drivers' fault because these four-wheelers can't seem to understand. Yeah, I know, buddy, but it's become to that time of of our life that we have to be the bigger ones and not do it. The car has to stop somehow. But what happens is these cars, and this is one of the things, and it's not just the last trainee that I had, but when you get trainees that are under a certain age, they're the way they do their following distance, and again, it's not with the younger crowd. It's just people that drive cars. They get far ahead. They don't look far ahead, and they get blinded by the taillights of a car, and that's what happens with these cars that are running in these trucks. And by the time they figure out, oh shit, this truck stopped, it's too late. They're either texting on their phone, they're not paying attention, or whatever the situation is. It's weird. I mean, it really is. And I had to get on every trainee that I've had that was under the age of 40 in the last couple of years. I've had to, hey, you see that up there? You see that car on the side of the road? You see that police car on the side of the road? Get over. I mean, literally quarter mile away when, I see those things, sometimes a mile, 3/4 of a mile away. I'm already getting over because sometimes it's hard to get over.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Did I read this comment? I do need to chat to the Southeast fellows for the miles I run the clock. I feel like I should be around 4.5 to 5. Buddy, you should be well over 5,000. You should be closer to that $6,000 mark. Seriously. Good evening, folks from Syracuse. Hey, Craig, I just left that area. I just left that area. Speaking of which, Craig, I need to get a hold of you, and I'll try to do that tomorrow. Go ahead, Jonah. Do you have something, Jonah?
Nah, I was about to say what's up, Craig. I passed another day.
I did the same, guys. I had a flat trailer tire and was 0.6 miles from the exit to the truck stop. Absolutely. Army Kane is in the house. Oh, now, here is an issue with the road calls because TA will not change a tire on the side of the road anymore. So if they are the only shop in town, you'll have to get off the highway. Yep. That's actually a good comment, and I expect Love the other truck stops to follow real soon.
Oh, I heard that. When did they start doing that?
They did that about 6 months ago, dude. Well, they had a driver that was, or not a driver, but they had one of their service technicians.
Yeah, they got hit or something. Yeah.
they got run over really bad. I don't know if the guy died or if he got paralyzed or what, but it was pretty bad.
Well,
He died.
yeah.
He did that.
The TA employee, the mechanic. Yeah, he died.
James, do you remember a couple weeks ago when I had that brake chamber go out, or did I tell you about that?
Mm-hmm.
Well, when the service tech came out, I'm sitting basically between the on ramp and the freeway, and he came in, he caged that brake, and we went back to the truck stop, and we fixed it at the truck stop. I mean, that's all he did. He just got under there as quick as he could. He caged that brake, opened it up, got me rolling, and we just went back to the truck stop. We didn't even mess with it there.
You know, and again, I'm not the guru of trucking. I don't ever want to say that I am. I've been doing it for 20 years. I do know a thing or two. But guys, I'm not going to say it again. If you can get the truck off the road, I don't care what the law says. The law needs to be changed. Get it off the road for your safety and the technician's safety, always.
And the motoring public safety.
Yep. Because you're exactly right. Because like I said, the motoring public, the way they are on their phones and all that crap, it could, and like the driver, it's slipped. I mean, it's going to be his fault because he was on the side of the road. And it doesn't matter what the four-wheeler does. It really doesn't. What's the matter?
The comment your wife just said.
Adverb describing the dangling air horn doesn't make any sense. You and X-Devil have a man crush on Aaron. Two guys that I banned from this.
I'm assuming those are the two that got banned. They're buddies of mine from my previous company.
Oh well, damn it! I banned them.
I didn't know who you were talking about. Now that your wife made the comment and the whole man crush thing on me, they're digging at me because they're buddies of mine from my old company.
Oh.
So now there's two more people that I need to figure out how to bring them back. Yeah, you're still at the oil field. Okay. You still need to call me, man. Look at there. We got a celebrity in the house. We got the deacon. The deacon is in the house. Where are you at, deacon? You're supposed to be in here. First 2 weeks as owner-operator, Swift gross 10K and take home of 6. Now, that is a fabulous number. If you did 10K, great for you. Man, that's hard to do, too, as a single driver. Oh, Swifty Eli, PayPal's. Used to be Swifty Swift, didn't you? John Rose says going to finish 3,900 on Tuesday with only 1,500 miles. That's pretty good, man. James says he made it, so he's parked here somewhere. I'll find him here in a little bit. Nathan Burley says it doesn't matter how anyone gets a truck. I don't understand why it's even a debate. I read there's going to be an upcycle for freight for multiple years. So, Nathan, with that comment, I agree with you personally. Why does another man care how another man makes a living for his family? Why does it fucking matter how you lease a truck, buy a truck? You know what? It just makes absolutely no sense to me. And again, jealousy is a form of flattery is what I've always been told. And I'm going to bring it up again with other people with what we have. Some people are jealous, guys. And it's just, they can laugh and joke and play it out how they want to, but sometimes when you got what they want, it doesn't work out well for them. Thanks for your help with the load board still learning. Hey, George, that's what it's all about, brother. It was very nice meeting you, by the way. Wait a minute. I didn't meet you. Did I meet you, George? That was Mike that I met at the terminal the other day. I got so many people that I have a hard time keeping up. And even Nicole said, talking about Nathan's comment, like Mike said, everyone's paying somebody. You're all out hard-working drivers. Just what's best for your own situation. And that's exactly what I did. I calculated all the money that it would take to put down on the truck. and go to an outside carrier. Whereas I'm already set up here, and I don't have to put anything down to order my truck nor to get it. And I can take that money that I was going to take somewhere else, and I can use it for an APU or whatever else I want to do. It just made more sense. I like using other people's money rather than my own money. That's one thing that my dad always taught me growing up as business. If you can use other people's money, use it first before you use your own. Got my hardwood floor in a couple of days. Kenneth Boyd. Is that at your house or your truck? Hopefully that's your house. Michael Pierre says, I recommend you guys go to a dealer to buy a truck if you had a good... See, that's the problem. Why put $40K down on a truck when I can get one here for nothing? You know, not going anywhere, man. I don't need any suggestions. I appreciate you guys giving us suggestions, but trust me, we've all thought about this. We've all calculated. We all figured out what we want, and we're at where we want to do it.
Yeah, I don't need $40,000 because I've got established with Swift with a phone call. I don't have to put any more money down. I say, hey, I want to swap trucks. I'm eligible. Get the new truck.
And honestly, if I want to get a different truck from outside, I can take $10,000 right now and go to Tell and get a truck. I can go back to SF5 for probably $2,500 and get into one of their trucks, but I chose not to. And trust me, I talked to both of them, and I sat down and did the calculations, and it just didn't. Honestly, it didn't make sense after I thought about it. Kenneth Boyd said 3 weeks ago I made $7,400, then $56, and last week $78. So that's a pretty good, about $6,200 average right there. And honestly, that's about what I'm averaging as a solo driver, right around that $6,000 to $6,500. Personally, I don't like going over 75. I wish they would give up the and content. You know, and I agree with you. And I wish there was a way that they could just go ahead and govern our trucks, even going downhill. At like 72, 73 miles an hour, and that way there would be no issues.
If you're light enough on these KWs, I mean, like mine, it notices when I'm coming up on a hill, and it'll immediately start bogging down to try to keep me slow.
Oh, I hate that. The adaptive cruise control.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm not even on the adaptive cruise control. I can be on the pedal, and it will start bogging down. I'll start going down a hill, and I'll reach 72. And then, bam, it sits there and it starts bogging down and going, nope, you're not going to go faster than that.
So your truck does that?
Yeah.
So my old blue company, Kenworth, did that too. But this yellow one, my friend, I mean, if I let it go, it would go to 90 or 100 if I would let it. Seriously. Yeah. I don't know why they don't have them where they bog down like that. Seriously.
Yeah, I don't know either.
I don't like it because, you know, it's nothing for me to look down the speedometer. Oh, shit, I'm doing 74. Oh, shit, let me back up a little bit. You know, even me, I'm a 65 mile per hour driver just about all the time. And I'm a cruise control guy too. So, Nicole, if you knew half the shit that I was to tell you about how fast I drove in that SF5 truck,
you'd be in trouble, James.
I had to do it though to make the loads, to make the money. So, I mean, there was a lot of, you know, there was a lot of pressure at that company to get shit done.
At Swift or at Schneider?
At JB Hunt.
Oh, okay.
Man, it was a tough company to make money at. I saw a Ford Explorer on 95 South going through South Carolina. The guy hit the thing so hard the roof folded like a taco. That person was dead. Okay. I don't think I know what you're talking about there, but
he's talking about it run under from a truck on the side of the road.
Tell them about having to have my motor rebuilt at only. So Kenneth has a Peterbilt, and the motor it is a Cummins, and it's just one of those things. I had to have the motor rebuilt at 3,300 miles on it.
Yeah, Kenworth and Peterbilt just made that. What was it, last month? That huge recall for all these for a lot of their newer trucks because of the engine issue, right along with the air sensor for the transmission.
Winter Trucker says, I'll be clear, I was not actually on the side of the road. I was going up the ramps, pulling off. That being said, I know that's still not good. I don't like doing it, and I don't do it. Okay. Just got done for the day, man, running everyday freight. Been picking up on the dedicated account I pull for, says Russell Freight Services. Hey, buddy, glad to have you in here. I appreciate you. I hope things are going well with you. TA had 3 people killed within a month on the shoulder. They're to the parking lots. Yeah, I did read that somewhere. I didn't realize it was 3 people, but
I knew about 1, but I hadn't heard about 3.
Yeah.
I believe TA changed their policy when LV Petroleum bought them. Probably. Yeah, on the side of the road, that's just dangerous and dumb. Not that the ramps are any better, but both cases, yeah, we've kind of blew this topic up. Just don't do it, guys. I had 3 blowouts in 2 weeks. I'm in Virginia. Well, we're glad to know you're in Virginia, Alan. Glad to know that, buddy. Seriously, hope things are well with you, Alan. I talked to you earlier. Chris says, I haven't stopped on the side of the road the past 5 years. Yeah, I got to tell you, it's been a long time since I did that, too. Being that Swift swallowed up Abilene, do you think they'll swallow up U.S. Express? I don't think U.S. Express will be swallowed up. It's too big, in my opinion. Don't know that for sure, and I don't really understand how they're not merged like Knight and Swift are, but I don't understand what the reasoning was why they bought U.S. Express, in my opinion. I mean, I think they have a lot of LTL freight, and that's one of the things that Swift has always wanted to do is pick up a bunch of LTL freight, and they got a lot of dedicated accounts. But from what I read, U.S. Express had a lot of debt and a lot of bad bills, and they were pretty close to becoming bankrupt. I don't know. I'm not that high of a businessman to understand all that stuff, but obviously they saw some value into U.S. Express, but I don't think they'll ever merge with them.
With my understanding, I have a friend that she works over there at U.S. Express right now, and she's been with them for a few years. She's because it's been taught. They've talked about this too. And she's actually went in and asked. Knight Transportation actually owns U.S. Express, not Knight Swift kind of thing. So even if it did, it would be one of those where Knight would be ending up absorbing U.S. Express, not Swift.
I wish Swift would use that philosophy of other people's money with the damn trailer I had to pay get towed. Yeah, I still don't understand why you need to take that up the ladder. And we've talked about this, but I'm not going to go into another topic like that. You need to take it up the ladder. So what happened is he got towed because of a breakdown of a truck that he literally just got, and he had to pay. Because when you get towed, sometimes depending on what's going on, the trailer and the tractor need to be towed separately sometimes. Well, the trailer got towed separately.
Oh, okay.
When do y'all think reefer is coming to the load board, and how will we run those? I wonder if that's going to be a part of the video. I don't know, man. And
the owner guy, he talked about it on that last Swift live update this week. They're working on it. He said so. He was saying that they're expecting it to be here soon for the reefer department, reefer guys.
What I was going to say is, I'm not a fan of load board. I'm sorry, reefer. Excuse me. And I know I should probably be a little bit more, I don't know, resilient on this, or not necessarily resilient is the word I'm looking for, but I don't care about reefer. It's just not my thing. I've never liked reefer. I think it's I think they take advantage of the truck driver too much on the reefer side. And I'm not talking about the company. I'm talking about the shippers and the receivers.
Oh, absolutely.
And that's why I don't get involved with the reefer game, because they don't care about the truck driver. And Mike, I'm surprised that you ever worked for a reefer company with your hours the way you like to run, because that was, and me, I don't mind running any hour, any time of the day or night, but I will not do reefer for that specific reason, because I don't choose that. They choose that, not you.
Well, the reefer running reefer is what got me into this build of I'm done with overnights. I'm just driving days. It was reefer that got me to this point where I'm at.
Oh, like I said,
camera just
dude,
died.
I had $40,000 down. I would have put it down on a truck. I'm sorry, I'm getting a house with that money, respectfully. Absolutely. And another thing that I thought about is not that our house is in any bad shape. Our house is actually pretty much all brand new. But we're sinking a lot of money into our house right now. I talked about it. We just had our pool cage and our pool screen redone. And I've got other things that I want to do to the house. So the money that I was going to take to put down on this truck is going to go towards the house. Plus, it's no big secret that I bought me a car. I bought me a little monster, a little hot rod that I'm going to build. And I want to put the money into the car. Again, I'm using Swiss money on the truck, more or less.
Yep. And my camera apparently decided it's done.
Hello, Walmart. You can have a Walmart delivery made, you know.
I will
Boy,
probably end up. It's only a half a mile down the road, so.
Hey, no promo or anything, but that's the best you've looked in a long time.
Well, I just tried to do something.
Leasing a truck allows you to fully deduct your truck payment depreciation afterwards if you buy it on your taxes. If you're buying a truck, you can only absolutely, you can only deduct so much of it within what, a 5-year period, I believe. That's it. Michael Pierce says, I got a truck from Lone Mountain, but getting a truck from Swift and you 3 years on the payment, then some happened, you got fired, and you just gifted 3 Swift years of payments.
No, I didn't. I disagree with that 100%.
Yeah, it's just like leasing a car, man. I mean, again, you're not going to beat me on that comment. You're not going to change my mind. I had that opportunity to do it, and I didn't want to.
I look at more as I'm renting the truck because I personally do not intend on buying a truck now. I'm not going to say my age. I'm at a point now in my career, I do not care about owning a truck. I am looking at, as far as I'm concerned, I look at this, I am renting the truck. And some say, oh, you're buying a job. Maybe that's true. But I'm happy with the money I make. If you want to consider me buying my job, okay. I'm still making money.
All right, let me get these comments, man. I'm way behind, and we're getting close to our 2 hours. I wonder if the speed hogging is just with the company spec trucks. Might possibly be. Sorry, Aaron. I don't take any shit from the men. I protect my fly fellows. I bring them back. They were getting a little fresh. I don't know if you can bring them back because I banned them out of StreamYards, and I got to figure out how to bring them back that way. F2F doesn't care how fast you go. F2F don't give a shit. That's one company you can drive as fast as you want to until you get into an accident. Russell Freight Services, I haven't had a recall on my engine yet. He has 601,000 on a 2022. I think you got a Peterbilt, if I'm not mistaken. That's pretty good. Yep, Peterbilt. That's what I thought. Hey, Aaron, is that a recall for 26 models too? How would we check that out? You're going to have to call the Kenworth dealership, right? Or the shop.
Yeah, Kenworth will get a hold of you, or Swift will let you know.
Kenneth Boy says, no, I got the hardwood floor in the truck a couple of days ago. Looks great. Okay.
Not sure how you would do that, but okay.
Send me some pictures of it, Kenneth. I'd like to check it out.
Definitely.
Swift only brought them for certain contracts, and they can use the debt to offset profit at Night Swift. Oh, that's about the U.S. Express. Okay. Certain contracts. Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. LTL and contracts. Google says Night Swift Holdings owns U.S. Express. Yeah. So, Aaron, you're wrong there. It's Night Swift that owns U.S. Express, not just Night.
Yeah, they're ran separately, but I think they're one entity now.
The trailer got towed with me to the Kenworth dealer, and they called it at the dealer. Another driver picked it up, and that's why you got. Okay, I got you. I absolutely hate looking for parking. I'd start my day around 6 and finish around 7. Doesn't always happen, but I don't like starting anytime after 10 a.m. Yeah, I'm the same way. I don't like starting late either. Russell, I have no idea, but it depends on how it's structured, kind of like how Swift absorbed Abilene. It's kind of like how Berkshire Hathaway owns Geico. Buddy, I didn't even know that.
Oh yeah.
Did you know that?
Mm-mm.
I didn't know that.
Me either.
You know what Geico stands for, right? You know what Geico stands for, anybody?
Nope.
Government Employees Insurance Company.
Oh yes, I have heard that.
Well,
I
I
tried to
have
start.
Geico, so I didn't even know that.
I try to start between 2 and 5 a.m. so I can increase my chance of finding a spark. Also, USAA is owned by Liberty Mutual. Y'all didn't know that.
Yes, I have USA.
I'd rather spend $40,000 on a. Absolutely, I'd rather
Yeah, I agree with that statement.
on my Mach 1 Mustang and tear everybody up around the streets, around the house. Artsy Alexandra. So if I want to come over to Swift, how would I go about it? Artsy Alexandra, my phone number is rolling down at the bottom. Give me a call, and I'd be more. I hope I'm saying your name right. I'm having a hard time reading with the lights, but give me a call. I'll help you out. I'll give you the good, the bad, the ugly. I'll be driving all night if you want to call tonight after the show, or you can call tomorrow sometime. Be more than happy to help you out. White Trucking. This is Kyle again. I'll drive night shift if I have to, but I always try to switch back to day shift. I'll also stop in around 4 or 5 o'clock, 2, 3 hours. I kind of the same way. I like driving day shift, but I will run nights. But if it's Atlanta or like last night, I went through the New York area on the bypass. I'm going to drive extra at nighttime. That's kind of why I transitioned tonight. I didn't want to deal with the traffic. If you leave Swift, can you take the truck with you? You can, but it's really hard to do, and it's very expensive.
Very
You should be able to run your bin through Kenworth somehow. I don't know how every company set it up differently. The Kool-Aid must be good at Prime Inc. I'm hearing you can net 9K. I don't know if the Kool-Aid's good or not, but I'm keeping an eye on the load boards and stuff. Freight's going up, guys, and that's good for us too because I believe our freight's going to go up also. No, I think the guys are really doing it over there right now. RT Alexandra, okay.
Refrigeration rates have jumped quite a bit.
I don't know what you're trying to say there, RT Alexandra, but I'm assuming you're going to give me a call. Please do. Just text you a picture of the floor. Yeah, I'm going to take a look at it afterwards. I got to look at Gary Harless's decals too. Guys, seriously, Berkshire Hathaway is the largest company in the United States. Look up their stock price; it's almost $1 million for one share. Oh, I get it. I know Berkshire Hathaway; they are big. So we are caught up with the comments. We're going to go about another 10, 15 minutes or so, however long the guys want to go. Any of you guys got anything you all want to talk about? We still got 54 people in the house. So we're still rolling. I mean, we got to have at least 150 views already tonight with the way it's been going. Anybody?
Yeah, I guess I'll drop my thing. I made a little short. Something big's coming on for my channel. I guess I'll drop it here on the live, and then follow it with another one. So I'm going to start recruiting out here on the West Coast. I'm going to put my number out as well, and I'm going to start trying to help out and whatnot. So any drivers, keep an eye out for my channel. If you live out here in the West Coast, you have any questions or anything else, I'll put my number on my thing, and then go from there.
I don't have anything.
Christopher?
Nope. Don't have nothing.
Una?
I'm good.
So there you go. Alexandra, give me a call and we'll get you hooked up.
Well, that'd be three of us on here working the West Coast then.
Mhm. Well, there's another gentleman too. That's why I was like, I knew you were in Phoenix. You're from our little group thing. I know you're down there in Phoenix, and then there's a gentleman down in California right now too.
Yep, I'm really hoping I can make it. I really don't want to go back to the Midwest and the East Coast unless I have to.
So, Michael Pierre is still trying to convince us to buy a truck. If the truck is $160,000, you put $40K down, you finance $130 plus interest, means your payment will be. Once again, ma'am, all good and dandy. You do it the way you want to. I've done the figures. I've done the percentage, and you're not going to get a cheaper truck than you will with Swift.
And I have looked into buying a truck.
For me, I just don't see the point.
Well, the payments are not cheaper. I'm paying $7. If I went and got a new truck, in fact, I did talk to my bank before I leased the first time, and now I don't have the greatest credit score, so this probably was a big factor in it. But my monthly payment on a brand new Freightliner would have been $2,400, almost $2,500 a month. That's not really that much cheaper.
So the wife says, nice.
At least in my opinion, go out. Here, obviously, you can deduct every payment you make.
Do you guys hear
Aaron?
Aaron?
You broke up a little bit.
Aaron, you're cutting out. Aaron, you're cutting out.
That's horrible.
Can you guys hear me now?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got you.
Okay. I was just saying. I don't see the point in buying a truck either. I mean, I get the truck I want here at Swift. Don't really have to put much money down. I get the claim every payment I make on the truck, and on top of that, because I thought about it too, going to like maybe Lone Mountain or somewhere else, and the majority of the guys I talked to that I know that have a Lone Mountain truck, they all told me to stay away because they've had nothing but issues with their truck. So I was just like, okay, well, why? There's no point. I can just get it through the company. I only paid $500 up front, and then obviously they financed the $25. But that's that. I mean, I don't know.
And once that down payment's paid, you never have to pay it again. You just when it's time to get a new truck, or you just get a new truck. There's no more money exchange. When you get into your new truck, you get 2 weeks of 1 or 2 weeks of free of no payments.
Mm-hmm.
Does that apply when you got your second truck, Mike?
Yes, it did. Because I was expecting a payment. In fact, I even called John. I was like, I thought I was going to have to do an out-of-pocket payment for the truck payment, and because there was no truck payment on my settlement, and so I sent an email, and they were like, "No, your truck payment doesn't start till this date." It's like, "Oh, okay."
Well, all right. So, Sandra says, "I wish I could run overnight with no traffic."
I do too. I'm with him on that one. I wish I could run overnight.
Run the West. What's your ETA look like? Not so sure I understand that question, Kyle.
ETA? It's whatever time I leave plus how long it takes me to drive.
Your IFTA.
It's gonna be higher. It's gonna be higher.
Only if
it's good.
The biggest.
It's going to be a little bit higher. It's like sorry, Michael. Go ahead.
Oh, the biggest thing with running West Coast, you do not buy fuel in Oregon. And if you're going through Oregon, you're going to pay the 22 cents per mile, so that you're going to have a little bit higher cost there if you're going through Oregon. But a lot of guys make a mistake with high IFTAs. They'll buy fuel in Oregon because they will see that cheaper fuel price and say, "Oh, I need to get fuel before I go into California, go into Oregon." Now you just bought $100 130 gallons of fuel, and none of that fuel purchase is going towards your IFTA. So you only buy fuel that you have to get out of Oregon. You don't go and just fill your truck up in Oregon because it's cheaper. You'll hurt yourself big time on IFTA.
And then the reality right now, as it is, the state of Idaho is literally maybe 20, 30 cents more than what Oregon is right now. It's not real. I mean, yeah, in the long scheme of things, yeah, it's a lot more if you're looking directly at just the price. But you buy the fuel here in Idaho, it's going to go against your IFTA. On top, and then like you were saying, you're going to get charged out here on the West Coast. The drive through Oregon, they're going to charge you the drive. It's the same as New Mexico. New Mexico charges you the drive through the state of New Mexico. The only difference between the two of them out here on the West Coast is Oregon will give you a portion of that money back at the end of the year.
I did not know. I've never had you. We're going to have to get together. I need to find out how to claim that because I didn't know you could get any of that back.
I didn't know that either until Swift back in February. Swift showed me on one of my pay settlements a Oregon refund, and I called up payroll and I was like, "Well, what is this about?" And she was like, "Yeah, Oregon has a law to where they'll give you a portion of that money that you paid them. They'll use their roads back once a year."
Oh, so Swift will handle that. I don't have to deal with any of that. Then Swift is
yeah, no, Swift does it on their own.
Cool.
Michael Pierre says he's not trying to convince anybody to buy. He's got 2 trucks. Okay. And Sean Rose says, "Hey, hang on, guys. Stay safe out there." Hey, no problem. You too, buddy. Be safe. Michael Pierre says, "I'm making $5,000 to $6,000 coming to my bank every week. I can't make that. How you all doing?"
Yeah.
I don't know how much of our show you've been watching, but pretty much each one of us are doing that here now.
He's talking net. We're talking gross at 5 to 6. He's talking net, and depending on his operation, if he's dealing with brokers and stuff, he can have it. I don't want anything part of that.
So let me explain a couple things here, and this is a good example for Michael. Yeah, you might be doing 5 to 6K in your bank and everything, but there's a lot of things that we don't pay for, and I've got several paychecks where I've brought 5 to 6K home to my bank, several. So I mean, it's not. I mean, again, there's certain things and certain ways that you do stuff, but there's a lot of things that we don't pay because out of your 5 to 6K, I'm sure you're paying tolls and your permits and plates because you own your truck. Well, we don't pay any of that shit. So you got to take that into consideration too. And I'm not trying to start a debate here, but compare apples to apples, what real numbers are. Go ahead, Mike.
I was gonna say it's like the guys that we got a couple people out here that they pay for their fuel out of pocket, where a lot of us will use the Swift fuel card for fuel. The guys who pay for their own fuel, they'll say, "Oh, my check is $5,000 this week," but
yeah, they're
leaving out the part. Yeah, they're leaving out the part where they just have to pay back their credit card $1,500 or whatever it is of fuel out of that check money that was deposited.
So Simon says, speaking of fuel card, the ES Advantage card has saved him so much. And yeah, it will save you money if you continuously use it. Nathan says, they say the driver capacity is going to overhaul the freight markets. I don't know if we'll ever get back to COVID rates again, but they are pushing pretty quickly up. You guys do your thing, best that works for you. Yeah, that's what we talked about at the beginning. Every situation for every driver, we're all doing the same thing. We're all trying to produce money for our families. It's just maybe some of us go about it a different way. We're not arguing. We're just comparing and having discussion.
Yeah, I know that if I went, I could go back in the oil field tomorrow and almost double the money I'm making here. I don't want to deal with that.
Skyline says, you guys have a great week and stay safe out there. You too, buddy. Michael? I got to tell you something, brother. And just like Chris was the same way too. When I begged you guys to come on the YouTube live many months ago, you all said no, and then I talked you guys into it. Mike, I even tried to talk you into starting your own YouTube channel.
No, I never said no to coming onto the live. I said no to doing my own YouTube channel.
Okay, so listen to what I'm telling you. You really honestly need to do your own YouTube channel. You got a lot to talk about. You have no problems talking on here. That was one of the things that you had issues with, was you didn't think that you would be able to talk and keep things going. I'm telling you, and I've said it since day one, you need to do your own YouTube channel. You need to do your own content. Seriously. And I mean that as a compliment. Now, you, Chris, on the other hand, don't do a YouTube channel. I'm just kidding.
Oh, I see. Okay. I see.
You guys have done great, man. And Chris, you're the one that's really surprised me more than anybody. You were very adamant about it at the beginning. Now, I want to go.
Oh, no, you just go. I'll send you the link. That's what you do.
Yeah, that's what he does to me too.
You got to admit, you've met a lot of good guys doing this. You met Jonah. You and Jonah talk all the time. You got Steven. You got Jenny.
No, I haven't talked to Jenny in a couple weeks, so I haven't.
Don't start. You know you've talked to Jenny.
Nope. I swear.
Well, if she quit calling you, then it's because of Boynton Beach. She found out how you really are.
You're so funny.
Oil fields, would you do oil fields? I was going to be a diesel mechanic and working generators out of there. Never pulled the trigger, but stayed in the shop. There's a couple guys that have come from the oil fields. Ethan was on here earlier. He still works in the oil fields. Mike, what did you do in the oil field?
I was hauling salt water.
Okay. So similar says, and now maybe me too. What are you two? What's that mean? I'm curious. Where did I miss? So Artsy Alexander says she was in the oil field for 20 years. I'm going to reiterate to you, Alexandra. Call me after the show, and let's see what you got going on. We got about another 10 minutes, and we're going to cut her off. So where are you going to put your number at, Aaron?
I don't know. I'm going to try to figure out how to do like you are, where it scrolls around on the bottom. I know until I can figure that out, I'm probably just going to put it in my description. And then Addison and I, the next time I'm in Salt Lake, I'm going to, me and him have a whole thing that we're going to try to get something where I can show that off. Other than that, I'm just going to put my number and his number and go from there. And I apologize. I didn't know if you wanted me to bring that up while I was on here or not. So
it's all good. I got an idea. We'll talk about it either tomorrow or the next day. I got an idea on how we can make all that happen.
Okay.
Because I can change everything in here. I just haven't taken the time. We need to figure out how we can broadcast from your YouTube channel too, by the way. One of these days you need to come in early, not late like you did tonight. Come in early so we can figure this out.
Hey, I was still driving trying to get here to the park. That's why I told you, hey, I'm going to be a little late.
It's okay, man. I'm just giving you shit.
Oh, I know.
Similar talk about chatting and maybe coming on the stream more. You can come on anytime you want to. And I think I added you to the chat, didn't I? I'm lost. Similar. Who are you again? I forgot. I'm sorry. I'm trying to remember all these names.
Isn't that Francis?
Francis. He's the one that I got to have. I got you. Kyle says he got married and wife didn't want to go to North Dakota with me. That's why I never went. Okay.
That's where I was working, is out of North Dakota oil field. God, it gets cold up there in the winter.
Francis, I'm going to add you right now while I'm thinking about it. Because if I don't do it now, I'll never do it. Where are you at? Francis Willis. Let's put you in. Don't be alarmed, Francis. I'm calling you right now. Don't answer the call. I'm hanging up. I'm just going to add you to the list.
It always felt weird in the winter. You park your truck in the yard and you just leave it running, and hope it was still running when you came back the next morning. Well, it's nice coming back to a nice warm truck though when it was 30.
Hey, Mike, ever since your camera fell down, I could barely hear you. Is your mic on there?
Oh, that could be. Let me switch it over to my headset.
I could barely hear you.
Okay.
All right, you're added. You're added, Francis. Just call you the Pope.
The Pope.
Well, we got the deacon already in here. I don't know where the deacon went. I love the code, and you can always put more on. You can only take so much to people. You know what? I don't care. People can complain all they want to. I love the heat. I'm not a.
I'm more of a cold kind of person. I've lived my entire life out here in the Rocky Mountains.
You stay up there in Idaho. Paul and Gordon here take home $14,000 a month on average. You might have that possibility if you come back over here. You might make about half that in a weekly basis.
Okay, is this better?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay.
Let me tell you a little story there, Aaron. There's a junkyard up there in, I believe it's is there Twin Falls, Idaho?
That's where I live, is Twin Falls.
There's a junkyard up there, and it's all old classic cars. They just had a big fire up there. Did you hear about that? A lot of the cars got burned.
Yeah. It wasn't Twin Falls, it was Meridian.
Yeah. All those cars got burnt.
We had a fire in Twin Falls, too.
Huh?
Yeah. No, they had a big old fire. It was all over the news. It was a huge local thing because this junkyard it's been a staple for the state of Idaho for a while now because of all the classic cars.
Well, not only is it a staple for Idaho, but it's a staple for any car guys like me. I read it because there's a couple cars up there that I really very seriously thought about buying. They have they've got an old Mustang Police Interceptor sitting up there in their junkyard. It's been on all kinds of magazines and TV. It's an old, I want to say it's an old Kansas trooper car, if I'm not mistaken. I can't swear to that. No, you know what? The Trino was there's a Ford Trino up there that was a Kansas car, but the Mustang was an Idaho State Trooper Mustang, which really surprised me. They bought Mustangs back in the 80s.
Oh, God, those things.
It never made sense to me.
My dad had one of those Mustang 80s patrol cars. They're horrible.
What do you mean
They still buy them. They still buy them to this day. There's a right outside of Boise here. There's a state trooper who is in a unmarked Mustang, and
but the new ones are much better.
Yeah.
Why are you saying the old ones are horrible? How dare you, Mike?
No, the ones from the 80s.
That's what I'm talking about. I had several of them.
Oh, that one my dad had was.
They had that junkyard. That junkyard that you were talking about, they had it. I was looking in there before the fire happened. They had an old Fox body, and and a lot of people are like, it's a Fox body Mustang. I like them,
dude. They're the 7 Chevy of the 80s. They really are.
Yeah.
They really are. There's so many.
I'm just talking about that particular car that he had, not the overall Mustang. The one he had was on. It had issues.
It doesn't matter, man. It's like talking bad about one of your kids, dude. You don't do it.
I don't have kids, so I wouldn't know that.
You're right. You don't. So keep your mouth shut. The Fox bodies are the shit, man.
A friend of my dad's just finished restoring a Fox body. I don't know what year it is, but I know it's from like the late 60s, early 70s.
Well, if it's the late 60s or early 70s, it's not a Fox body. Fox body 1979 to 93.
Okay, I thought the Fox body was the one that had like the sloping back glass windshield.
Well, it just depends. If it was made between 1979 and 1993, then it's a Fox body.
I don't know. Like I said, I don't know the year.
You'll just have to just look it up and it'll show you. They were a mixed bag. There's people that loved them, and then the people who hated that body style.
Right.
Michael Pierre
Personally,
said-
I think the '90s Mustang was I didn't like that body style. It was ugly in my opinion.
Let me give you a little fact here. The Fox body Mustang was the only Mustang throughout the years that was ever made that didn't have the horse on it. I don't know if y'all know that. It had the corporate emblem on the front. No Mustang ever on the car. Yep.
Interesting.
James, keep making those truck reviews you've been doing. Yeah, I'm trying to. They get a lot of good traction.
Oh, he does a great job with those. You do a really good job on those. I haven't watched all of them, but I watched a couple.
See, that's why you need to do a YouTube channel, man. You make all kinds of good comments, buddy, and you just talk so good about me. But
I need to. Oh, so you want me to do the Praise James YouTube channel?
Yep. So that's one of my ideas that I got coming up with truck reviews. So just hang in there with me. I got a great idea. And I'm bringing something back from the 90s. Something really familiar that a lot of you guys are going to be familiar with. I started tracking my loads on Excel with miles paid, fuel. Buddy, that's too complicated for me. I just run the shit and put the money in the bank. Winter trucking, I got a crazy idea for you, Rabbit. I want to swap a 2-stroke diesel into a Fox body somehow. So, Kyle, my plan is with this Mach 1, if anybody knows anything about them, there was only 700 of them made in the Screaming Yellow, which is what I got in 04. It's the last year of the 04, and it's the last year where they actually made them in Dearborn. They moved to Flat Rock after that, and that's when they went to the retro styling. But anyway, my car really isn't worth a lot of money because the original engine and transmission are gone. I'm buying it with just the body, basically. The K-member has been cut out. It's got a tubular K-member put in it, and it's got drag slicks in the back and skinnies in the front. I'm throwing a Godzilla motor in, if you know what that is.
Yep.
Throwing a Godzilla in with a Terminator 6-speed transmission, and it's going to be a monster. And even Jonah's starting to get scared with his little eye rock.
You're gonna do
I
Holly.
ain't worried about it.
You're gonna get the Holly Dominator and all that.
Don't need it, man.
Huh?
Don't need it with that.
Oh,
Well, my car, I want it to be drivable. Only thing I'm going to do to it is I'm going to put the cam in it that everybody talks about. I'm going to put the long tube headers and a Flowmaster exhaust, and it'll be 600 horsepower all day long. Have you not seen some of the Georgia State cars? I saw a C7 Vet. Well, the C7 Vet, actually it's a C8 in Florida. They have a C8. But yeah, I have seen all the Georgia State cops. 2-stroke diesel are mostly good for converting diesel fuel into smoke and noise, but they're so freaking cool. Yeah, that's the ones where you roll cold. Not sure what you have to do to just make sure you fix the cams for the bearings. Yeah, the Godzilla motor is a 1-cam engine. It's an old push rod motor. That's why I want to go to it with the Super Duty trucks. When you get done with the lab, give me a call. What lab? You talking about the live? I hope that's what you're talking about. The lab. I don't have any horses or dogs in here, bud. On the Godzilla motor. Okay. I'm not doing anything to it. I'm going to pay somebody to have the shit done to it that I want. I'm not a mechanic, nor do I want to be a mechanic. I'm going to be starting driving here in a minute.
Yeah, it's just about getting close to your working go time.
I've gained 4 subscribers since we started doing this, and I'm at 3,400 on the Peterbilt News and 6,700 on the Kenworth. If anybody got any last-minute comments, let's put them up. We're rolling into almost 2.5 hours. I'm going to be rolling out of here in the next 10, 15 minutes.
Are
I'm
we?
planning for charging my Camaro, but the first boiler exhaust was a lump. Yep. Go ahead, Chris. I'm sorry.
Are we doing live next Sunday or Monday, or what are we doing next week?
We'll see when we get there. I don't know. I'd like for one of you guys to do the damn live.
Well, because Saturday is the 4th, so we
I'll
can't
be at home.
Is anybody going to be out working next week?
No, not. I'll be
I'll
home
be at home,
Thursday.
baby.
I'll be home Thursday.
I
through Monday.
might. I'm gonna try to be home on at least on Saturday. I'll be out Sunday, so if I need to, I can do it live on Sunday.
You want to host the live, Aaron? I'll give you all the credentials for the StreamYard.
Yeah. Let me think about it, and then I'll reach out to you. I got to see if I'm going to be running this next weekend.
Let me know. Michael, you want to do it?
Love to.
Absolutely not. No. I'm hoping to be with friends on the 3rd, 4th, and 5th up in Washington. So
Yeah, I'll be home from Thursday to Monday.
I don't know why I'm doing them on Sundays. I just feel like most of the time you end up moving them. Yeah, the reason I did it this week, guys, is because I was I'm trying to get home, and the load that I was just running a little bit behind last night, and I knew for a fact that I wasn't going to make it. It just made sense to do it tonight because I knew I was going to be down for a while tonight. That's why. When you stop in New Boston, my Camaro is by the fence where the semis park, black and red convertible. I'll take a look at it. Oh, one final question. What is your all's cost per mile, the ones that are on the percentage? I'm switching on Monday. That's a good question. I haven't looked into that in a long time.
I haven't either, and I probably should have.
I probably should too. You guys know your alls?
I just started it, so I don't on the percentage. So no, I don't.
I used to track all this stuff, but I've gotten to the point now, as long as I'm seeing the money going into the bank account that I want to see, then I don't really worry about it.
Yeah, that's
right now. Right now, my whole thing is as long as I'm making more money than what the cent per mile guys are per every week, then
Yep.
I'm fine.
Yep.
That's probably stupid of all of us saying this on a live channel, but I know in my head what I need to, and it's all about money net is what it's about.
Yeah.
I could care less how much I gross. I could care less how much I spend on fuel, as long as that net money. I don't even track my fuel anymore like I used to. I used to write all this shit down, and it was just so time consuming. And I'm like, why? Everybody talks all their numbers and crap all the time. No, two things. Number one, the fucking people don't believe you in the first place when you write it down and give them actual numbers. All I care about is net, period. What I take home to the bank. It doesn't matter. And that's why I don't really track my fuel. I try to buy the cheapest fuel that I possibly can and keep the cost down as much as I can. And everything else just works itself out, in my opinion.
Yeah. Now, when I had that Freightliner, yep. When I had that Freightliner and I wasn't making the money I should, and we talked about it quite a bit on the deal, I was tracking my numbers pretty close because there was an issue, and it was trying to figure out what the issue was. It turned out the issue was a 7 mile per gallon truck. That I was tracking everything. Now that I'm back making the money that I should be making, I tracked a little bit at the very beginning when I first got this truck, but now everything's in line. The money's where it's supposed to be, so I'm not as concerned about it. But that's just.
So Kyle, what I can tell you, he says his is estimated $1.55 mile. So when I was running the dollar rate, I was always take home net between 90 cents and $1.05 a mile, depending on how much fuel that I burnt and cost and everything. That's what I was always making. Now, with that being said, I think I'm closer to $1.25 a mile net now. Yeah, I guarantee you I'm in the $1.20, $1.25 net take home now. So that's how much more money I'm making compared to what I made as a dollar rate. And that's as a driver. When I do team, my money's a lot bigger.
I can tell you. Give me just a second. I can tell you what my expenses were for last week.
Dodge Boy, you can give me a call after 10 o'clock tonight if you want to. I'll be rolling and moving by that time if you're still up. I like the numbers for myself. I don't really care what it. Yeah, absolutely, same thing. That's why I don't take concentration and do them. And let me say this too, guys. You guys have seen, unless it's just I have some fabulous week, you guys have seen the last of my talking number videos. I'm not doing it anymore because too many comments come up and they say, well, you can make $1 million a mile over here and do. I don't need the comments. I've said it at the beginning. I'm not doing any more number videos. You all know what I make. I've talked about it. Anybody who wants to know what I make, call me. I'll show you. I'll send you whatever you want to see. And you got to consider, that I've got recruiting and other things that are in here too. And I'll show you the truth. I'll show you guys everything. But I'm not going to go through the numbers again. If these guys want to go through their numbers, that's up to them. Other than the numbers.
The other thing is that you don't work like I don't work because I'm not running out my 10, 11-hour clock. I'm not running like crazy.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so I'm happy running my running between 5 and 8 hours a day. Making my money.
I mean, I'll continue doing what I'm doing. I mean, I post screenshots of my settlements at the end of my videos, but other than that, I kind of just ignore the comments, or I get rid of them. I understand, like you were saying, James. It does get pretty tiring. Going, hey, you can make so much more here, and I'm just like, okay, well, I'm happy where I'm at. Yep.
So similar. Once again, I agree with you, but when you've been doing this for a while, you'll get to the point to where you'll just quit doing it too, because it doesn't matter. It really doesn't.
So what was my total?
Is that after your cost and after? Yep. That's what I netted was when I did the $8.90 to $5. Now I'm closer to $1.25. Mr. Ace, I've been juggling percentage mindset. I'm a team on expedited freight. Can you make good team income on percentage? I don't know about team. I don't know anybody that does team, but you can definitely train and make good money on percentage. And me and Nick have proved that. When I did it, I was consecutive 8 to 12K gross. Easy with a trainee. Teaming, I'm not sure. I don't know. Swift has the freight for teams, but they don't have the freight for teams, if that makes any sense. It's kind of weird. Long haul shit is pretty much anything over 1,000 miles is really rare anymore.
Yeah, we're more regional drivers. The true over-the-road driver doesn't exist anymore in rare conditions, other than rare circumstances, I think.
Simmer said, I figured that. Okay, what time zone? Eastern time zone. So you can call me in 30 minutes. It's not always about the money if you love your job. And when I was a mechanic, I had to run 8 hours. Absolutely, man. It isn't about the money sometimes. It is about the money, but it's not about the money. It's kind of like Cheech and Chong. We want to wear uniforms, but we want something different. Isn't that right, Chris?
Yep.
Remember that line in Cheech and Chong?
No.
You know Cheech and Chong, right?
Oh, yes. I know. Yes.
Okay. As long as my net after fuel and everything is 15. Yeah, absolutely, buddy. That's what I always said. But I've upped it to $3,000 now. 2,500 to $3,000 is where I need to be. When I first started this, 15 was my goal, but it's definitely up since then. I've got a lot more bills now than I did then. I think he said he's in New York. Only need 2,000 per week. Yep. We do 12,000 as a team on average, but Swift Team low board is not. Yeah, they do not have a team board that I'm aware of. So I'm. So let me explain to you, with you doing what you do, if you can find loads, and this is a big if you can, and that's what we do when we train. You can do a little bit more deadhead. I don't like doing deadhead any more than anybody else does, but you can do a little bit more deadhead because you got a second clock, and that's the thing that me and Nick noticed. It's deadhead, less than 100 or 150 miles like these guys do at the most. We can go 300 to 400 miles deadhead because we got another clock that we can take advantage of, and we can still keep. we can pretty much stay rolling 7 days a week for the most part. And as long as you can make the times and the deliveries and everything work, their freight's here. You can make it work because we've done it. You just got to have an open mind and understand that Deadhead is a necessary evil doing this, especially as a team. Or as
James.
Yeah.
Okay, for the person that's getting ready to coming over to percentage, that want to know what our expenses were for not expenses, but our expense per mile. So last week I ran 2148 miles. My gross is, I lost it. Where did my gross go? 4,000. Let's do owner. 49.50. So that puts my expense mileage rate at 85 cents a mile.
That's your expenses, right?
Yes.
What's your net take home though? That's what we were trying to figure out.
Oh, the net take home is 24 3,000.
Not that, your dollar rate. How much are you making a mile taking home?
Okay. Let me got that. Okay, so how much was the?
So Ethan, good night, buddy. And Kyle says, I was mileage and I was completely planning myself off the load board because I got sick of the planners and the bullshit. I don't get the empty miles, but I can keep rolling. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
So let me read this last comment and quit putting comments up, guys, because we are out of here. 85 cents. I did you include your insurance and ELD with your lease? Absolutely, man. That's everything. Because my insurance, I had to have Swift's insurance, so everything comes right out of my pay. Got your number, Mike?
Yep. 20. Let's see. 20. I got to make sure I do the division correctly. Divided by 3,000. Or it's the other way. Okay, so I did 2,145 miles. Gross net was 3,000, so that puts me at 71 cents per mile if I did that division correctly. I'm not good at math, so I have some time to remember whether I'm supposed to divide the miles into the dollars or the dollars into the miles.
So you're at 70-something cents a mile, so you did something wrong there, buddy.
Okay, so do I divide so if I do 2145 divided by 3,000, it's 71 cents. If I do 3,000
good night, Jordan,
divided by 2145, then it's $1.39. $1.39. So it's probably the way it's supposed to be doing it.
It's probably $1.39 because, like I said, I was about $1.25.
I can never remember whether it's supposed to divide the miles into the dollars or the dollars into the miles. So if I divide the dollars into the miles, then it's $1.39.
Gotcha. All right. Any final comments, guys, on the board?
Nope.
So Kyle says he wants to chat with you later, Mike.
Get with James. James will give you my number.
Yeah, you might want to, Kyle. You might want to call Mike later because he's already got his pajamas on. He's ready to go to bed.
No, it's only 6. It's only 6 o'clock here.
That's 7 o'clock. You'll be ready for bed.
No, I don't go to bed till 9. Yes, I got my pajamas on, but I don't go to bed till 9.
I told you guys he's got his pajamas on because the Xbox is calling his name, and he's going to fall asleep playing the Xbox, eating popcorn.
If I am not driving, if I am not on duty status, and I am parked for the night, damn straight I have my pajamas on.
He's going to be like South Park. He's going to be eating his cheesy poops while he's playing Xbox.
I don't play Xbox, so I play computer.
Okay.
You can join Steven. Steven does that.
You notice I didn't say anything about the snack item.
Yeah, well, you don't have to because that's why your fingers are orange.
No, they're not yet.
They will be.
Later. I got Cheetos in the truck. I got Cheetos.
All right, guys. This is it, man. Joni, you good, buddy?
Yeah, I'm good.
Christopher?
I'm good.
Aaron?
Yep, I'm good.
What about you, Michael?
I'm good.
And Kyle's got one more comment. We don't need to chat. I was going to help him with the math if he needed it, but it sounds like you figured it out. You know what, Kyle? Call me tomorrow and I'll give you Mike's number. You guys can chat. Maybe Mike needs a little bit more help.
No, I just couldn't remember. Normally I use a spreadsheet. I use spreadsheets, and I was just trying to do that off the cuff without putting it into the spreadsheet. And I just trying to remember which one I was supposed to divide into. I am very mathematically challenged. I'm not. I think there should be a federal law that says I'm not allowed to do math without a spreadsheet.
Should be a federal law about a lot of things for you, buddy.
Probably.
Yep. All right, guys. I guess this is it for the night. One more comment. Skyline says, "It ain't easy being cheesy." That is right. That is the final thought. Just like Jerry.
Ding, ding, ding.
Hold on a second. Just like Jerry Springer used to have his final thought. It's not easy being cheesy. Ain't that right, Michael?
You got it.
All right, guys. Y'all have a good night. Thanks for coming out and listening to this little channel we have. Y'all have a good night.
Later.
All right.
Bye.